Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SpawnCast episode 60, I believe. I should check, but I believe it's episode 60. Evan usually corrects me on that. We have a special guest actually tonight who's going to help us try to understand Kingdom Hearts a little bit. I don't think we have enough time. You need how long do you think you need to explain the entire plot of Kingdom Hearts? Hours?
Actually, I had a video out on my channel right now where I can do it in 5 minutes. I can give like the super bare bones rundown.
Okay.
Yeah, because I can attempt to on the stream. Yeah,
I'll have to check that because I started because Kingdom Hearts is getting closer and it looks like it's actually going to release, which is a miracle, obviously. Because I was one of the people that bought it on the PS2 despite having a 360 in front of me back when it came out, and put the 360 away for a little bit for that, and been kind of waiting for 3 for a while. I know a lot of other games have come out since then, but HMK is actually joining us tonight because he's actually played Kingdom Hearts 3. Which is incredible that you've actually played it, because I thought it was, like I said, a myth for a while, but you've actually touched it and played the game.
Dude, and I can tell you right now, the experience I had at the premiere event was so good, and it lives up to in my opinion, it lives up to the hype. I cannot wait for this game to drop this year. Thank you so much, Disney and Square Enix, for the invites to this event, and I can't wait to answer all your questions. And thank you so much for having me out here on the SpawnWavecast. I'm sorry. I'm ready.
Excited, man. Excited. That's good. That's good. I'm glad the game is living up to your expectations so far, because that's always the fear of games that take forever to come out, is that they come out and they're just not good. They're not, expectations are too high and they come out. That's something I think there's going to be a problem for something like Metroid Prime 4, to be honest. But we'll talk about that another day, because Kingdom Hearts is actually in front of us right now. So let me go around here. We also have, of course, OJ joining us again after a week off doing some stuff. But how you doing tonight, OJ?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I wanted to be on last week, but just couldn't. There's some stuff I was taking care of, but happened to stumble upon some more free time. Yeah, cool. Stuff has been happening, so I got some more free time now, so hopefully I can be on more. Well, I usually am on a lot anyway, but yeah, anyway, I'm here.
Althor, I see your super chat. Thanks for the $5. We're going to answer any questions that are not Kingdom Hearts related later on, about 10:30, just to keep it on track. We have HMK for about an hour, guys, until about 10 or so my time. So we're gonna get a lot of Kingdom Hearts questions to him, along with a few other topics and discussions we have for fun. So yeah, and RGT did hit his 100,000. He's with us tonight. He hit his 100,000 subs the other day.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. Pretty crazy, yeah.
How you doing tonight, Sean?
Good. Got to turn in early tonight because I got to catch a train at 6 something in the morning.
Do you sleep? Usually you go to sleep around that time.
Yeah, I know. So I've been drinking Z-Quil, and it takes an hour or two for it to kick in. And I don't really realize that. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm not going to sleep. And then I just zonk out and go comatose. So I don't know. I might fall asleep early tonight because I've been running around doing a lot of shit. So hopefully.
Okay. Good. Well, yeah, you're going mini vacation, right?
Yeah, a little vacation getaway. There'll still be videos. I shot and did a bunch of videos today. So they'll be going up over the next few days until I get back.
Okay. Very good. Then we have Max, of course, Dreamcastguy. How's it going, Max?
Very good. I'm still not at 100K. I guess I'm the bottom guy on the podcast totem pole now.
You're getting close though. You're like 1,500 off or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not even at 40K yet. What you talking about?
Well, I mean, OJ, I'm sure even you'll somehow beat me to 100K. I'm at 98,800.
Let me get to 40K. How about you subscribe to my channel? Let me get to 40K. This craziness that you're speaking.
So we do have a lot of stuff did happen this week. Real quick, though, I want to go around. What's everyone been playing this past week before we jump into some Kingdom Hearts talk and stuff like that?
I'm addicted. I beat a bajillion games this week for review, but the thing I keep playing is I'm addicted to H1Z1, man. It's amazing.
Hasn't that been on? That was on PC a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's totally different. It's a battle royale game. I don't even know why it's called H1Z1 anymore. There's no zombies. There's no survival. It is just a battle royale game, but it's so addictive because it has sort of the cartoonish physics of Fortnite, but the realistic guns of PUBG. So it has this nice little sweet spot of you die really fast. There's no downs where if you get shot once in the head and you don't have a helmet on, you're just done. And so it's way quicker. Me and my buddy Nick have been playing it duos nonstop.
That's a free beta right now, right?
And it seems like it's going to be forever free. I've been doing research, and it seems like it's going to be one of those things where there is a lot of microtransactions, but it's all cosmetic. It's just basically like, hey, and I think some of the cosmetics are a little bit broken. You can literally like buy a fully camouflage suit, and so people will lay down and literally become grass. It's like, that's a little bit.
How much are these transactions, real quick?
It's randomized for the most part. The ones you can buy directly are like a white suit, and I'll be honest, I kind of want to buy a white suit because it looks so ridiculous. I want to walk around with a machine gun. But yeah, other than the slightly flawed microtransactions, it's pretty good.
Okay. And then I know what Sean's been playing. Go ahead, Sean, hit us with it.
Street Fighter.
Yep.
30th anniversary collection. Can't really say much about it. Tuesday at 3 a.m. Eastern. The review will be up though, so set your alarm clock.
Yeah, they keep doing that weird embargo. You and Evan are gonna apparently have a review up at like 3 a.m. Eastern, like in the middle of the night.
I ain't waking up for that trash, dude. Come on.
Come on.
I ain't waking up for your trash. I'll watch it when I wake up.
And I've been actually playing a decent bit of State of Decay too as well. I kind of liked it. You know, I haven't gone online yet. I haven't done any online stuff, but I'm having fun with the single player.
Sean, where's Castlevania, man?
Oh yeah,
come on, man.
Jesus, yeah, dude, this week's crazy. Yeah,
I set you up for that, man.
Curse of the Moon, man. Holy shit.
That game is outstanding, by the way.
It's so good. The funny thing is, there is no way in hell Ritual of the Night is going to be as good as that. Like, it'll be good, I think.
But that's not the main game, which is hilarious. I've been hearing about it, yo.
Yeah, like, Chris, it's the same shit as Mighty Number 9, dude. Like, the spin-off games from Mighty Number 9 were, like, good. And then Mighty Number 9 came out, and I was like, eh. And I have a feeling it's going to be the same way because this game is just like exactly what everyone wanted. Like, it's just so good.
It is so good, dude. It's $10 and it's old school Castlevania. It's like the NES versions of it. Did you see all the extra things you can do in it, Sean? Did you go back through and play it? And did you know how you get those allies, right?
Yep.
Did you see you can kill them instead?
No.
You can kill them, and it changes the entire game. When you kill them, you get part of their power, and it makes it harder because you can't switch between all the different people.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes, or you can just leave them behind. You can just walk right past them and make the game really hard.
Huh.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I saw it online. I was like, I can kill these people. I went back, killed the first person, and boom, you get part of their power, and then that's it.
Damn.
Yeah, right? See, now you want to go back through because it's like a completely different game then.
I got something to do on the train ride.
Right? Dude, it's crazy, and it's $10. So now, I don't know. That one's really, really good, and it's out of nowhere. So it's insane, though. What about HMK? What you been playing, man?
Dude, recently, before the whole Kingdom Hearts 3 trip and up until now, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has me by the balls, man. I've been playing nothing about that game nonstop, and it's actually been interrupting my workflow. It's just so addictive. And I see, like, I really got into it like a couple of weeks ago because I had the game since it launched, and I just never had the ball rolling. But then at one point I was sick and I wasn't doing any work. I'm like, you know what? Let me play some more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I keep hearing that people are like, hey, you have to really get past this like 10-hour mark for it to really open up and get good. And when I did, oh my god, I could not put this game down.
Yeah, Rick, it really picks up after a little while. Like,
it does it. Oh my god, does it? I'm pretty sure like the past 2 days I spent 10. I'm on chapter 9. I haven't beaten the main story yet, even though I kind of spoiled a little bit of myself. I'm on chapter 9 and I'm at the World Tree and I'm like, you know what? Let me go do some side quests. And I spent a whole 10 hours straight doing nothing but side quests. I'm like, I should really get back to that tree. Like, so that's what I've been playing recently. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 just
Yes, that's all. That's OJ plays a lot of it. You're doing your New Game Plus now, right, man?
I'm on New Game Plus, and see, it makes me so happy because everyone just say this stupid Nintendo fanboy just keeps on proposing this game. Nobody else thinks of it that way.
It's good.
It's so amazing. I'm so glad that you said that, HMK. Thank you. Thank you, because it is that good. It's really that good. It opens up, and you're right there at the end. You know what I'm saying? Just got a little bit more to go, and you're gonna have after the end, you're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, this is the greatest." So I'm happy that you're enjoying it,
dude. I'm enjoying it to the max. And then anyone who else is trying to like give Xenoblade Chronicles some shit or anything like that, please, like, and that's one thing against Xenoblade. I'm like, listen, I understand the 10-hour thing that you're gonna have to put 10 hours into the game, and that is asking a lot in order for it to like really get fun. But when it does, you're not gonna go back. You're not gonna go back.
And
it made me a believer. Oh
and I'll add, especially with the updates, the game is so much better now than it was when it launched. It's actually a much better game with all the little quality of life stuff. So, yeah.
What about you, OJ? We've been playing, man.
I've been playing Runner 3, and it's been kicking my butt. Like, just been destroying me. That game is. Have you guys played the game? It's hard. It's a lot harder.
Evan did a whole review on it, where he put up a video for it. But he seemed to like it. He just didn't really seem to get the concept at first because he didn't play any of the other ones.
I find it. I mean, like you can get through just like not getting everything, but if you want 100% stuff, it's a lot harder than Runner 2 was.
Okay.
So I've been playing a lot of Runner 3, and that's pretty much what I've been playing this week. I have not. What else did I play? I know I played something else, but I can't remember exactly what it was. I know it was like another indie game on the Switch, but Runner 3 is pretty much what I've been playing the most. I've been playing Xeno 2. I've been playing that on my spare time as well,
sure.
To kind of get through some more of the stuff, New Game Plus. So that's awesome. I think maybe potentially we can get some stuff on the new DLC coming out. You know, maybe at E3 they show off like a trailer or something. I don't know. So I've been trying to play that some more. Real quick question to HMK though. Have you gotten Cosmos yet or no?
No, I haven't. I know my boy is a huge Xeno fan, and he's all like, "Yo, have you rolled for Cosmos?" I'm like, "Dude, I've been trying to get her for the longest, but yo, all the legendary core crystals I've been opening up has been giving me shit." And I'm like, this is stupid. And then I open up a common core crystal and I get a rare blade. I'm like, whatever, man.
I know the system's so weird, dude. And I just wanted to know just because I haven't rolled Cosmos myself, so I need to definitely do that. But anyway,
if only we could give them money and then just get crystals.
No. This is fine. This is fine how it is. Don't touch it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Xenoblade 2 and Runner 3. Runner 3 is really good though. If you guys, the best way to explain it is like a rhythm platformer. I mean, that's probably the best way that I could explain it. Is like you run, it's guided, then you jump, and then you collect gold bars, you collect gems, and like there's music that kind of ties into it, and like you get hit, you got to go back to the beginning of the level. So I mean, it's just like a fun little rhythm platformer. But it's to see where they've came from the WiiWare days, because they were one of the pioneers on Nintendo's digital services, to see where they've come from there. And one of the main reasons why Nintendo even trusts indie developers was because of them. So it's cool to see where they've came from back then, just the pixelated, pixel graphics, to what they're at now. It's very interesting and cool.
Okay. I did play State of Decay 2 like you, Sean. I actually spent some time in that game just because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about with it. I did try the Sushi Striker demo. Played that.
I played that too. Sorry.
It's the thing about Sushi Striker is I think it's a fun game. I don't know if it puts off that $50 appeal yet. At least for me, like I'm playing it. It's a $50 game, and I like the animations. I like the creativity in the story, and I do like the gameplay. But I look at it, I don't know if it's something that people are going to see $50 of value in, like when they're searching through the shop. I don't know what you think about it, OJ, but I think it might be priced a little too high.
Yeah, I think if there was some more elements to it, like outside of just pressing the A button, then pressing X when your dishes stack, then I get that. You know what I'm saying? But it really reminds me of a game where I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, it's good. But it just reminds me of like a mobile game, like where you like put your finger and like you just stack them all up. Then you press like a launch button and it just throws the plate. So I mean, is there online play? Is there in the final version?
I'm not sure because the demo I don't think has it.
Okay, I'm
not sure. I think I read that there will be multiplayer, but I don't know. I know it's online, but I don't know what it'll entail.
I mean, I think I can understand why some people would pay that price. I think it really just depends on what type of content. I mean, I know there's leveling. There's a little bit more that I need to get into, but I know that there's leveling. There's more stuff that makes it a little bit more advanced. But I don't know. I think maybe a little bit more depth in certain places. I guess added another element to it other than just stacking the plates, then just throwing them, and then that battle sushis. I mean, it's cool though. It's cool though. I don't think it's a bad game at all. Okay. I think it's a good game.
Then I played the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which I got my sweet what is that? The little cleaning cloth instead of my cartridge for the other Legacy Collection too. I had to download that even though I bought it physically. And there's something. Oh, Curse of the Moon. Yeah. I think that was everything I played though this week.
Hey, bro, you forgot that you played the first 16 seconds of Resident Evil 7.
I did play that. Okay, so I did. All right, I did download that. We're gonna take
the cloud version.
Yeah, I did. This is hilarious. I downloaded it and I didn't even get into the game, I don't think. But I was surprised that it wasn't English because that threw me a little bit. Because I remember early reports said it wasn't going to be in any other language other than Japanese, but it's fully in English. It's in Italian. I think I went through all the language options while I had a chance. There was like Portuguese, I think, was in there.
And what's weird is it's not just the menus. So that's actually translated. I actually recorded some footage in French, so it has actually audio of every different language.
And they added motion controls to it and everything.
Yeah,
which is very interesting. I did play that, and I downloaded the demo for Mario Tennis and went through the menu system. So there you go, because it can't do anything else in that game. So so HMK, tell me about your adventure to the Square Enix event here.
Oh boy, so where do I begin? So I got the invite to this thing. It's like a little story time before I get into everything else. So context is that another one of my friends who went to the event that got invited, the Games Joint, you guys know him as Cynical, Jared. A couple of years back, he played a prank on me. Like, he was calling from the Square Enix office talking about how they were selecting people to get early review copies of Kingdom Hearts 2.8 at the time because the hype was really high for 0.2 Birth by Sleep. And he pranked me and made that a video. So flash forward this year, a couple of months back before PAX East this year, I got an email from Square Enix inviting me to the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross event, which was taking place. I already forgot when it took place. But anyways, they invited me, and I'm like, okay, is this another prank by Jared? I don't believe this. So I end up searching the dude's emails. The guy who sent me the email, I searched up his profile. I found out where he went to high school, where he went to college. I just went full background checking this. I'm like, this might be real. So then I go to the event, and then I go to PAX, and then Jared, the same dude who pranked me, he comes up to my hotel room because we're all sharing a hotel. He's like, boys, have you checked your email? I'm like, what? He shows up on his phone an email invite to the event, and I'm like, no way. A couple of hours later, my email pings, you got invited too. And I'm like, dude. So we were sitting on this news for a good 2 days before we were able to talk about it. And I announced the news while I was at PAX. And so many news outlets started bombarding my Twitter DMs. People started rushing up to me and PAX trying to get more information about it. I'm like, what have I done? So that was then. And then when leading up to the day going to Santa Monica, I was just like, I was losing sleep. I was getting fidgety. I'm like, Kingdom Hearts 3, because like Kingdom Hearts is my second favorite franchise of all time, right behind Zelda. And I was just like ready to roll. We get to Santa Monica, and everything else is history. We went to this event, which was it was really weird that they chose Santa Monica for this event, because usually when they have Kingdom Hearts events, they either choose Anaheim or Burbank, something a bit closer to Disney. And Santa Monica was like a ways off. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we go there. There's a bunch of Disney executives. There's a bunch of Square Enix staff. Nomura was there, director of the Kingdom Hearts series, Tetsuya Nomura. Executive producer Shinji Hashimoto was there. Co-director Tai Sui was there. And just like everyone who was anyone within the Kingdom Hearts or Disney or Square Enix, family was there. So the event itself was it was both welcoming and overwhelming. And when I finally sat down to play the game, I was like, this is it. I'm actually playing the game. And I was actually like, I was a loss of words when I first played the game. The only detriment to that event was that the first time I played the game, I had my hands soiled by an Xbox controller. I'm like, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 on an Xbox controller first. I feel like I'm betraying.
Wait, did they have you play it on Xboxes?
There were two builds, Xbox and PlayStation.
Interesting. Okay, so I thought it was just PlayStation builds there. Nope. They did have Xbox builds.
Right, it was both builds. And then I was selected to be part of Group 2, so I had to wait until my turn to play. But then my Square Enix contact, Nicholas, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, so we have some free stations if you want to play now. And I'm like, let's go. So I go down to the PlayStations, and I'm like, where the free space? It's like, oh, yeah, no, the only free stations are Xboxes. So I'm like, do I play on Xbox first? I'm like, whatever, it's Kingdom Hearts. I've been winning. Kingdom Hearts, I've been winning this time. And I'm like, oh, man, Xbox. But for those who are wondering, the Xbox build when it comes to performance, it's not different. I didn't detect any type of differences from the Xbox build to the PlayStation build. The only difference was controller preference. And I prefer the PlayStation 4 controller. And when it comes to technical aspects or performance aspects, Xbox and PlayStation 4, they're pretty down the middle when it comes to it. And the PlayStation build, we were playing on PlayStation 4 Pros at the event and Xbox One X's at the event.
Okay.
So that's like,
don't worry. Wait till Digital Foundry get a hold of that game and ruin all of that.
Oh yeah, no. They're gonna go. They are gonna go in, because I can tell you right now, the game tries to run at 60 frames, but it's unstable. It doesn't drop below, from what I've experienced, it doesn't drop below 30 frames per second. But it doesn't stabilized at 60. So I know Digital Foundry is gonna have a fair with that analyzing.
I mean, it's possible that was like an early build also.
Oh, definitely. I'm pretty sure Square's gonna optimize it by the time the game goes gold. But that was something that was, okay, Kingdom Hearts 60 frames. I mean, you're trying, but I mean, good try. But I'm pretty sure without a doubt on regular PlayStation 4s and regular Xboxes, the game is probably going to be locked at 30 frames per second because that was the same thing with 0.2 on Kingdom Hearts 2.8. So,
okay. Okay. Yeah, very cool. So they had 2 levels you played, right? One was one like a Hercules level.
Mm-hmm. One was Olympus, and the other one was the Toy Box, which was the Toy Story world. And Hercules, the Olympus level was literally just a boss fight. It was just you going against the Rock Titan, and that was it. The Toy Box was the part of the demo where you actually got to explore. You went from Andy's house all the way to Galaxy Toys, and you interacted with a bunch of stuff there. But Olympus was solely the boss fight against the Rock Titan, which was really cool. But I do wish I was able to go around Mount Olympus a little bit more. But I understand what they did because, the Rock Titan was something that they promoted a lot in the trailers beforehand. So, I mean, like, okay, let's give what the people want. And then we did it in the form of that boss fight. And I'm glad they did that because that boss fight lasted at maximum like 10 minutes. But the Toy Story demo, you could get lost in that. I almost dumped an hour into it. And Square Enix said that the demo portion of the Toy Story world is only 30% of the final world. So that got me really excited. If I spend an hour and 30% of the world, I can imagine how big these worlds are in the final build.
I thought I read in a couple of reports that it was 2/3 of the Toy Story world. That's what I thought I heard. So I thought it was 70%. Oh, it's 30%. Okay, cool. Yeah. That reporting is incorrect.
Yeah. It has me really excited.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. Did they share any other details at the event?
A bunch. There's so much to go over when it comes to the event, both story wise and gameplay wise. Like we finally got the confirmation that you can utilize keyblade switching on the fly in this game. You can store up to 3 different keyblades of your choice, and then you can swap between them freely using the D-pad on the attack action, which was something that was phenomenal to play around with.
Jeez, so because Kingdom Hearts 1 to 2, it got like way faster. It sounds like if you're switching between keyblades while you're on the fly, it probably get even faster from 2.
Oh, does it ever? And especially when you combine that aspect with keyblade transformations, it's just something that, it really blows me away, and it shows the evolution of Kingdom Hearts up until 3. Because with keyblade transformations, when you activate them, they have a timer before they go back to their regular keyblade state. But if you swap out that transformation, the timer freezes. So you can store keyblade transformations as you fight. And that's what I end up doing a lot in the demo in the Toy Box world. I transform the Smile Gear, which is the keyblade from the Monsters, Inc. world, into the Twin Yo-Yos. First, it goes into the Agile Claws, and then it goes to the Twin Yo-Yos. I transformed into that, stored it, went to the Ever After Keyblade, which is from Tangled, transformed it into the Mirage Staff, stored that, and then I went into the Hyper Hammer and the Drill Punch, which comes from the Infinity Badge Keyblade, which is the Toy Story Keyblade. And then since I had all the Keyblades in my arsenal transformed, I was able to let loose on all these Heartless and enemies when I was in the Galaxy Toys era. And I was just like, okay, this gameplay is taking it up to 11. So Kingdom Hearts 3 makes sure it lets you know that the scope of this game is on its own tier compared to any other Kingdom Hearts game.
Are you going to E3 next in the next couple weeks?
Yes, I am. And Square confirmed that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be playable there too. So I'm ready for round 2.
I would say because it's gonna be playable there, like they were saying. Do you think it's just gonna be the same places that you already played, or
it could be possibly? But the thing is, the demo was when you went to the demo, it had this. It was Kingdom Hearts 3 Premium Showcase Demo, and that was like the name of the premiere. So it kind of makes me wonder if they're gonna use that same exact demo, because I mean the name kind of like alludes to that this is a demo you can only play here. But I've seen companies, just rework the same thing, just name it differently when they go to another event. So it could be possible that they use the same exact demo from the event. I don't see why they shouldn't. But at the same time, that Toy Story demo is actually pretty long. So I could see them, chopping it up for E3, especially since they're going to have lines and stuff.
That's the number one thing that confused me is when you talk about spending an hour in just the Toy Story part, that doesn't sound like it's because E3 usually
doesn't sound E3 friendly at all. Nope.
Like they usually want you to spend about 20 minutes. Even behind closed door stuff is usually like 40 minutes. So Maybe it'll be like half and half, but that sounds hype.
I want to know if we're going to get an actual, like, either of those as a demo outside, like just something we could just download on our system. I was hoping we get something like that.
You know, I've been hearing a lot of people clamoring over that on Twitter, like all over. I've been getting mentions and stuff like, oh, are they going to release the Kingdom Hearts 3 demo? The one in particular from the event, probably not. Are we going to get a Kingdom Hearts 3 demo at all? Probably not, because a lot of people were clamoring for the same thing about 0.2. A lot of people want the 0.2 demo builds that were available at E3 and events and stuff to be downloaded, and it never happened. We never got the only demo we got out of a Kingdom Hearts game in recent memory was Dream Drop Distance for the 3DS. We've never had a Kingdom Hearts demo on the PlayStation or anything of the sort for 1.5 or 2.5 or even the 1.5, 2.5 bundle. So when it comes to a demo of Kingdom Hearts 3 being available on the PlayStation Store, I wouldn't get my hopes up. I wouldn't at all. Like, you know, don't, when it comes to the fans, don't expect that. Don't be mad if you don't get that, because I honestly don't see it happening.
Well, I think we will, but I'm only basing it on just because the last couple big Square Enix games like Nier Automata, Final Fantasy 15, it seems like Final Fantasy 15 had 2 separate demos. So I feel like I feel like the demo, I 100% believe we'll get a Kingdom Hearts 3 demo, but I bet it's going to be like just that boss fight. I think it's going to be something that's like just 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that project, that Project the Octopath Traveler demo was massive from Square.
Yeah, I feel like demos are finally starting to sell. Because, you know, there was that thing of everyone was afraid of back in the day. There was like this study that came out that games that had demos sold worse on day one. And now that we're in the beta age, people are back in the used to like, okay, playing this tiny slice of the game ends up making pre-orders go up. So I think I hope so. I'm hoping here.
I understand what you're saying at the same time, but those names that got dropped, especially when it comes to the argument of 15 and Nier Automata, I can't say that name for the
I know, me too. I probably butchered
it. Yeah. So Nier, when it comes to those games in specific, I understand why they came out with the demos. I really don't think that same logic is going to apply, particularly with Kingdom Hearts 3, because Nier is something that kind of like dropped off of people's minds for a little bit, and they're like, they had to remind you. It's like, hey guys, remember Nier? Here's demo. And in Final Fantasy 15, it doesn't really follow a cohesive storyline like Kingdom Hearts 3, because, you know, Final Fantasy each has its own different story with each numbered Final Fantasy game. And in Octopath Traveler, that's literally a brand new game that Square Enix is putting down. And then, you know, I'm pretty sure Disney, at this point right now, Disney is very protective of Kingdom Hearts to the point where they don't want to release the demo to the public and possibly have it data mined. Yeah. So, yeah.
They probably, they really don't. I mean, let's be real. The Kingdom Hearts fandom is pretty serious. They're going to buy that game. You know, they don't really.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They don't need a demo. Like Disney, when you have a powerhouse of Disney promoting it, plus the fact that people have been waiting for this game for years now, it pretty much sells itself at that point. So, you know, they don't really need a demo in order to help the sales drive for Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest differences. Like with like Octopath, it's like Octopath. I think it needed that because they were first of all they were looking for feedback. They were looking for feedback in the first
apparently
place,
they made a ton of improvements to that game from that
feedback. They did. They made a bunch of improvements, and I think they also needed to sell people on the concept of, okay, this is going to be a full price game that looks like this. You know, I think people needed to, you can see it on your, you know, on your computer screen, but when you actually get it right then and there and see the gameplay is like a full budget RPG, just how it looks, you know. So I have to agree. I think I'm going to agree with HMK here with I don't think we're going to see a demo. I just think that they're just going to, when it's done, it's done. It's that wacko who makes that game. What's his name? Tetsuya Nomura?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't trust him to do anything logical.
But Nomura was also in charge of 15 when the demo came out.
Yeah. And when you first played the demo of 15, right? Mm-hmm. And then the final game, they're almost completely different. Remember the first demo of 15?
Yeah, well, I mean, they're definitely in the same ballpark, but yeah, that was the only demo I've ever known that got patched, where they changed stuff in a demo. That was so weird.
That's hilarious.
Just him in general, his games are just like really. He does really weird and awkward things. So I'm interested in seeing. I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan, but I've played every single one. So I'm interested in actually getting my hands on the game when it launches.
Yeah, I just remember really being into it in high school when the first one, and then the second one came out. I was in high school. I think the first one was when I was in middle school, but I remember that second one came out, and the 360, like I said, just came out because the Kingdom Hearts 2 released a month after the 360 came out, and the 360 had to get put back away with Call of Duty 2 in that terrible Perfect Dark game, so I could play Kingdom Hearts 2. That's how big of a deal it was when that came out on the PS2. So people have been waiting for a long time.
You weren't in middle school, John. You were in high school when the first one came out.
The first one came out?
Yeah, you were in high school.
I was in middle school when Kingdom Hearts 2 dropped, and I'm like, I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3. And I'm like, oh man.
Listen, I'm a lot older than you than I thought, John. You were in high school.
It would have to be like freshman year, maybe. I'm trying to think.
I think
Yeah, it was your freshman year. We're the same age. It was your freshman. It was either you were going to be a freshman or it was at the very end because it came out March 28th, 2002. So I know I was my freshman year was 2001 in high school. So
yeah, I was definitely in high school when those came out.
I played Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I played the one on the DS, but I never finished either of them.
I played through them all in February. I played through all of them back to back because I got the collections. And man, even after having beaten all of them, I don't exactly know what the hell any of it means.
There's some good videos. Like I said, HMK has a 5-minute video for a story. I watched Ant Dude. I think I watched his video on Kingdom Hearts. That took a while to get through, but he explained it as well. You just got to go watch a bunch of videos, to be honest, and they'll run you through it. They'll catch you up.
Apparently, Nomura said that they're gonna have a little segment within 3 that's gonna catch people up. I'm like, okay, sure.
Whoa, okay. That'll be interesting to see how that goes.
It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be like a 4-minute cutscene where like it's like still images or I don't know.
What is it? Have y'all played what was it? Deus Ex Human Revolution, and you could start it and it said, have you played a previous game? And if you click no, it plays like a 25-minute cutscene. It's like, oh my god,
that's wild.
Well, Mass Effect did something like that because it wasn't out on the PS3, so they had like asked you questions about it.
The Dark Horse comic,
they came out with an interactive comic,
interactive, where you can make decisions. They did that. They had that in Mass Effect 3. I think for the Wii U, they might have had that in there as well. But yeah, I remember doing that, and like the Mass Effect 2 on the PS3, like doing that. Like you go through all the stuff on.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you're still excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 and the demo didn't like destroy your hype for it. So.
Oh my god, it didn't. I mean, there were problems with the demo, but that was a big fear I had. I'm like, yo, what if we get to play Kingdom Hearts 3 tomorrow and it sucks? But it didn't. And I'm excited, and I cannot wait. Oh, there are so many things that I can talk about, but I can't show you, but I can talk about when it comes to the embargo and stuff. Oh my lord.
So here's the $1 million question. And I'm being serious about this. This is a hyperbolic, ridiculous question, but I want an honest answer. Do you think that random people are going to pick this up and enjoy it? Do you think that even though it's probably going to sew up a lot of those crazy time-traveling plot lines, if I just played it and hadn't played Dream Drop Distance 2.8 HD Remake, will I understand what's going on?
No.
No? Okay,
no, you will not. I am telling you.
Fans only. Okay.
Look. People can play the game and still enjoy it because the gameplay is fun. It's like half of it is Disney. They're going to be seeing Woody and Buzz fight alongside them. So kids are going to be able to understand. But when it comes to the core story of Kingdom Hearts, I'm telling you right now, the Kingdom Hearts games, when it comes to the core story, it is not very new player friendly when you want to try to understand the core story. Especially after Dream Drop Distance. If you haven't played that game, you are going to be miles lost in Kingdom Hearts 3. It was the same situation when it comes from Chain of Memories going into Kingdom Hearts 2. A lot of people were like, hey, Kingdom Hearts 1. Oh, there's a game that came out for the Game Boy. Whatever. Kingdom Hearts 2. Wait, what's going on? I'm going to play Chain of Memories. It's the same exact thing when it comes to Dream Drop Distance. Not so much 0.2. 0.2 had 0.2 was literally the precursor to 3. But I can literally just tell you what happens in like 2 seconds and then you'll be fine. Okay. Which I will if you want me to. Does anyone want me to or no?
I think we're all right.
No, go. Fuck it.
No,
because I need to get caught up.
Basically after Dream Drop Distance, Riku brings Kairi to train under Yen Sid. Mickey tells him a story about Aku, who's still trapped in the realm of darkness, which literally doesn't matter. And then at the end of the story, Mickey and Riku go off to find her. Sora comes back from hanging out with his dreamers or whatever, and you find out that he's back to level 1 because Xehanort did this funky thing in Dream Drop Distance, which I'll let you play the game and understand that. So since he's back at level 1, he's like, oh, now how am I going to get strong again? And Yen says like, wait a minute, there's this one guy who lost his strength and got it back, Hercules, if you saw the movie. So he's like, go talk to Hercules, and then that's literally the beginning of 3. Like Sora going to speak to Hercules. That's why a lot of people believe that you're gonna jump at Olympus first.
Okay. That makes sense because that's the part of the demo they showed you. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
And
Yeah,
that's
I watched all the demos and it looked good. The visually looked good. So.
Oh, dude, it was one of the more like when you actually sit there and then if you've seen the B-roll or if you actually sit there and play the game, it's one of the more graphically superior games I've seen in a while. And that that just goes to show Square Enix has a pedigree and they're living up to it with Kingdom Hearts 3, especially since they're playing around with a new type of shader engine. With the Kingdom shader, it just everything looks gorgeous, on point. When it comes to the graphical fidelity of the game, everything's on point. The details are great. It's flashy. It's beautiful. It just pops and everything's vibrant. The only problem that's with the graphics from when I play with the demo is literally the frame rate stability, and that's it. Everything else is just so on point. And that, the fact that a demo blew me away, I'm like, oh boy, I can't wait to see this game finish. You can see like young Xehanort, which is a character, shows up in the demo. I cannot show you the cutscene where it happened because I'm under embargo, but I can talk about it. He previously got shown off in a trailer. That was the trailer. When I saw him in game, I'm not BSing here. You can see and count the pores on his skin. I'm like, okay, see, this is unnecessary amount of detail. And I'm like, bro, close your pores. Go take a cold shower. Stop it. Like it was a bit distracting. And I'm like, all right, so they're doing the whole pores thing now. Cool. Young Xehanort, you got a lot of them.
So they're going to give us a release date next month, is what they said.
Yes, early June.
Are we thinking E3 is when they're going to tell us?
We're thinking E3 or possibly the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, which happens the 9th, which is the Sunday before E3 actually begins.
Okay, because Square Enix is having like they're having their own like show.
Yes,
that's why when I saw that, then I hear that, I'm like, all right, that's probably, they might even have that as seriously like the last thing that they say at their showcase. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 coming November or something, November. I'm trying to think of a day in November that would make sense. I was thinking, was there a certain month that you were thinking? We assume fall or.
I was thinking November as well, like a range between September and November, because Disney definitely wants to bank on that holiday season, especially with a game like this with like the type of magnitude or whatever. And I feel like from what I played, November would be the safest. I'm sorry, November would be the safest bet.
I wonder if they would release it on a Tuesday or a Friday. I'm trying to think about that game.
I would think a Friday.
A Friday, yeah, especially because they're trying to
that's when the kids get out of school.
Yeah. Well, and it's also because in Japan you're not allowed to sell games on Tuesday, so I think they're probably going to try and do day and date, which will be Friday.
Going November 9th then. November 9th. We'll see how that goes. It's either the 9th or the 16th. They're not going to go after that because then you start getting into Thanksgiving and Black Friday territory and stuff like that.
Right.
To be honest, dude, I think it's going to be November no matter what. Like, I bet Square Enix is happy. Look at all these Red Dead, Call of Duty, all these games are October.
Yeah.
September. November is like wide open. I bet you anything Square Enix and Disney are just like, oh heck yeah, we're November all the way. Like,
this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna say Kingdom Hearts 3 coming November 9th, and then Nintendo is gonna show up and say Pokemon coming November 9th.
But they'll take that though.
No, they will, because both will still sell.
Yeah. Because it's either that or it's like Call of Duty, Red Dead, Battlefield upcoming November.
I actually have a feeling that honestly between those, Square and Nintendo might actually have some,
November on deck. Yeah.
Messaging going back and forth about that, some whispering, we're going to release it this day. Okay, maybe we'll do it this day then. Yeah, they might talk about it.
It wouldn't be the first time because I remember back in E2 2015, Square Enix had a conference and the digital event for Nintendo was happening at the same original time for that. And apparently they talked and then they were like, Square Enix like, okay, we'll have our thing at this time instead so we don't overlap each other. I'm like, Nintendo and Square Enix have dealt with each other like many times before in the past. So like, it's out of the question.
Yeah, and they're working on obviously Octopath. So there's probably somebody maybe even going back and forth like, Kingdom Hearts that's coming. We're gonna try to do it this day. But November is great. You're right, OJ. It's wide open. Everybody's releasing in October because of Red Dead
and September. So. There's a ton of games coming out in September and October. November just seems to me like
nobody went for November. What happened?
Yeah. Well, I think at E3 they're gonna. I think it's just for some reason this year no one wants to talk about something that's like 8 months away. So I think they're going to see a ton of trailers at E3 that are like coming in November.
What games though? Because if you look at all the major developers, I mean, who else could release something in November? I mean, we're
Smash.
I know Nintendo. Aside from Nintendo, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like aside from them, like I'm talking about like Activision, EA, like they're all releasing their heavy hitters. They're 10 million plus selling unit games. They're all of that's coming in October. So I mean, what else could there be that would be as big as a Red Dead? Is there anything as big as a Red Dead, as big as a COD, or as big as a? Those are the biggest games like in the industry.
We still have no idea. Sony's press conference is so mysterious. We have no idea yet. And Microsoft is having a 2-hour presser, so they could just try and drop. And
what about Halo 6?
Yeah, they just gotta hurry up and do Halo 6.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Well, last year they promised that there wouldn't be any Halo 6 last year, so I'm thinking we'll see some this year.
Yeah,
but also,
we're gonna see it.
Almost every single November is like the month where Microsoft likes to try and drop something. So we'll see if this is the year where they finally do something that gets above a 70 on Metacritic.
We got to talk about that too, because I had a comment in one of my videos and I just had to go through their studios with them, and I was like, yeah, this is why E3 is super important for Microsoft. And it was pretty clear.
Honestly, after they after they canceled Scalebound, that was like the only thing I was like, okay, I might get an Xbox for Scalebound, because I was a huge Halo fan, and then after 4 and 5, I'm like, man.
You don't have an Xbox now?
Nope.
So something like Scalebound would have had you, like if Scalebound was coming out,
would have made me buy it. Yeah. Scalebound would have made me buy an Xbox One. An Xbox One X. And they canceled it. I'm like, oh, looks like I'm saving $500. Cool.
Wow, that's interesting. Wow. See, I was wondering if Scalebound would pull in like another audience that they don't have now, and maybe I guess it would have.
I've read so many stories about people who were really mad that they're like, oh, the only reason why I bought an Xbox was for Scalebound, because they bought it ahead of time. And I'm like, oh my goodness, because like people obviously bought it for Halo back in the day, and then Halo started sucking, and then people are like, okay, so we need the next big Xbox IP. And then they're like, hey, we want Scalebound. And then they're like, nah, forget Scalebound. Here's Sea of Thieves. And we saw how that story played out.
Yeah. Remember, there was this article years ago now, but I thought it was so interesting at the time, where they tracked the sales specifically of the amount of people who bought a PlayStation 4 on the day that infamous Second Son came out, and the amount of people who bought an Xbox One the day Titanfall came out, because they came out literally the exact same day and date. And so they wanted to see like how much could the billions of dollars that they're putting in the marketing of Titanfall 2 or the original Titanfall, how much could that influence sales? And it literally was like, boop. And then like all of a sudden the PlayStation 4 sales were like, it's just one of those times where like early in the generation, we realized that if Microsoft can't get something that sells consoles, they're just going to keep slipping behind.
We saw what happened with God of War. The PlayStation 4 exploded, and
did it.
So I mean, people kind of saw even then though, the Xbox they you saw those too, OJ, right? The MPDs where somebody leaked them out. And it was like the Switch was 1, the PlayStation 4 was like 1.94 or something, and then the Xbox was like 0.78 or something like that. So it was like even the Xbox had a really struggled.
You want to know the actual leak numbers?
Oh, do they actually put them out? I didn't think they were going to put them out.
Yeah, well, yeah, the numbers were PS4 was like 370,000 plus. Nintendo Switch was like 170,000. Then Xbox was like 130,000, and the 3DS sold 70,000.
Okay, man, that 3DS keeps selling, man.
Oh yeah, and then they say they're going to support it into 2019. I'm like, okay, Nintendo, I see you. Bring me another Zelda game in the vein of A Link Between Worlds, and we'll talk.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see them do something with Zelda like that. But then everyone's gonna be mad that it's not on the Switch.
Exactly.
Man, people can be mad, or it's like you're gonna be mad a game like a top-down Zelda game like Link Between Worlds is gonna be on 3DS and on the Switch. Nah, if we want a Zelda game on the Switch, it better be Breath of the Wild caliber, right? Like keep Link Between Worlds like top downs on that.
I'm fine with it, but any extra Zeldas on Switch, I'm tired of anything coming to 3DS. But specifically, I am just dying for those rumors about the Link's Awakening remake.
Oh yeah, those look really good.
Love Link's Awakening.
Now here's the thing with me. Link's Awakening, in my opinion, and I get a lot of flack with this, even though I'm like huge Zelda fan. Link's Awakening, in my opinion, is the weakest Zelda game
of
all time. It brought
Phantom Hourglass.
It brought nothing to the Zelda. It brought nothing to the table in terms of Zelda, except the fact that it was Link to the Past on the go. Now let me continue my thought. I did not like Metroid 2 at all. Metroid 2 was just to me. But then Return of Samus, the remake on the 3DS came out, and I'm like, this game is so good. This is a remake of Metroid 2. I fell in love with that. That instantly became like one of my high-tier Metroid games. Instantly. If they were to do the same treatment they did to that for Link's Awakening, I'll be completely on board.
I mean, there's the DX version. That's color.
Extra dungeon. I love Link's Awakening a lot. I actually like Phantom Hourglass a lot too. I know a lot of people hate on Phantom Hourglass.
I like the most recent one on the 3DS. I like that one a lot.
Between Worlds.
Yeah, I love that game.
That's the only one I don't like, and I know that it's
really
wrong.
Actually, that's a Zelda with an actual like plot twist at the end.
It is, but what my problem is that it felt the least directed. Something I've always liked about a lot of the 2D Zeldas is that it's kind of like you're trying to figure stuff out as you go along. That one felt a little bit too much of like, do whatever you want, buy a weapon if you want, get an item if you want. It was a little it didn't have that drive for me.
Okay. I see what you're saying. It was kind of directionless.
It was too open. Whereas I feel like even Brett, one of the reasons I love Breath of the Wild so much is that they set you free, but they tell you what your mission is at the start of being like, okay, there are these 4 divine beasts that you got to go poop in their mouth eventually, but you can do whatever you want until you do that, you know?
Also, to the people in the chat getting tilted about what I said about Link's Awakening, it's like, oh, you're one of those people who have to really play the game when it first came out. I did. I'm not as young as a lot of people. I had Link's Awakening on the Game Boy. My opinion of Link's Awakening stood from then till it does today. And whoa! And then because people give me the same flack for saying Skyward Sword was one of the better Zelda games ever. I love Skyward Sword, bro. But right now, Breath of the Wild is my top number 1.
So you'd like to see that actually get remade for something like the Switch, Skyward Sword? Everybody calls for that all the time.
Not really remade, just remastered, just HD it and give it the control. The motion controls can easily be redone on the Switch. If that would be great, if that were to happen, that would be great. It's not something I'm super clamoring for. As like, oh, Skyward Sword HD needs to be on the Switch. Nah, I'm like it'll be cool if it came out, but I'm not gonna hassle Nintendo for it to bring it all out. So
you gotta spam their Twitter. They absolutely love that, I'm sure.
It's gonna work. They listen to everyone on Twitter.
Right.
Oh man, actually, if they listen to everyone, the Pokemon announcement would have happened already.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen when Sean's gone. Watch.
I know it is. It's so much.
I saw.
I'm gonna be on my phone live streaming. Oh my god, the Pokemons!
I saw some tweet where they tweeted out the Nintendo account tweeted out be sure to go download the Super Sushi Striker demo today. And someone replied, someone replied, announce Pokemon or I'll kill myself. And there was a reply to that said, bye friend. And it was just 18,000 likes.
Oh no!
No, wait, Nintendo tweeted that back.
No, some person that dude said, I'll kill myself if you don't announce Pokemon today.
That would have been a PR fire, and how did I miss that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Nintendo would be like, sorry. Nintendo would reply with a suicide helpline. They're too nice.
Right, probably, man.
Wendy's would fucking roast them, though.
Yeah, they'd be like, you just choked to death on our delicious all-beef patties.
Dude, this Pokemon craze right now is literally giving me PTSD days from when the NX was not even announced as a Switch yet, where every time Nintendo would tweet something, it's like, that's really nice. Reveal the NX already. So this is just the same thing.
They haven't started messing with the fans, though. Remember how they did that with that Direct Mini kind of thing, where they started
flaming? It was so good. I love that.
I learned the hard way to not mess with Pokemon fans, Pokemon fans.
You did. I saw that.
I have a simple opinion on something. Dude, I had an 8-minute video. People watched it for 30 seconds and rushed to the comment section to complain and said, "You did this." I'm like, I'm done. I'll never talk about Pokemon like that. Even though I've been playing the games, I played every single one, beaten all of them. I'll never talk about that again because people are just insane when it comes to that franchise. So I'm done talking about it now. I'm just wait till it's announced.
Yeah, you see, the Pokemon fans now are kind of interesting because I have a nephew who's a big Pokemon fan who plays some of the games, and they don't know what a link cable is. Right. And I'm like, man, wow. It's crazy. Think about that because some of the newer Pokemon fans now obviously weren't around when we had to wire our Game Boys up old people.
Those were the days. In my original elementary school, there's this one level 100 Zapdos that people kept cloning through Pokemon Gold and just sharing amongst us. Like, yo, you got the Zapdos? All right, bring it here.
There used to be this kid who had a level 100 Mewtwo that he would rent to kids. He would literally trade it to you.
Entrepreneur.
If you got stuck on something, you would pay him a yogurt and he would transfer it to you for a night and you'd beat whatever thing you were stuck on and then you'd give it back. I swear to God. I rented it. I paid my yogurt.
Can't beat the Elite Four? Give me a yogurt.
Yeah, he literally would be like, yo, bro, you know what stops everything? A level 100 Mewtwo. And it was like, yes, sir, here's my yogurt.
We were on Gogurt back then.
The hustle was real.
Yeah, Gogurt and some what was it, like some Capri Sun and a Gogurt, my guy.
Yeah,
I got
Gogurt
too.
See, he was shooting too low. He should have been looking for Dunkaroos, man.
Like Debbie cakes and stuff. Yo, give me 2 Debbie cakes.
Or at least a Lunchable. If you got a Lunchable on you, man.
This is Texas heat. A cold yogurt went a long way.
Yo, Lunchables would have been the whole day rental.
Oh yeah. If somebody actually gave you a whole Lunchable, oh man,
So what do you guys make of this whole Pokemon hype before we move on to something else? It's pretty ridiculous right now. If you go on like forums like GameFAQs, Reset Era, people are making entire like 1,000 post threads about nothing right now. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I saw the thing where someone showed I only looked at it once, but someone saw that there were like 11 posts a minute at one point about Pokemon on Reset Era. There was a thread that was up to like 80 pages or something, and literally like 11 people a minute were like, whoa, what about this? Look at this screenshot. Like, calm down, everybody.
Yeah, so everyone's just trying to guess when it's going to happen because a lot of the insiders were telling people it's going to happen before the end of the month. Well, where it's the 26th, about to be the 27th, which means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday is a good day for a Pokemon.
No, is that when you get back?
Thursday's a good day for it, direct.
I get back Wednesday afternoon. So
they're gonna do it on Tuesday then.
Son of a bitch.
Anytime stuff happens on Thursday, because people don't realize like it takes like 10 hours to edit Top 10 Thursday. When anything happens on a Thursday, I'm just like, wow, I can't cover it.
Well, it's Monday is, I guess, a holiday here in the US, but I don't think that matters.
No, it matters. It matters.
It matters.
I think it does.
I will tweet to Nintendo and say, just a friendly reminder, Monday is a holiday here in the States.
If you're in the office, I'm gonna beat you up.
Oh no, I mean to announce it, to put it out on Twitter. To be like, hey, tune in on Tuesday for Pokemon Direct. Or they can announce it Tuesday and do it Wednesday.
Yeah, they're probably gonna end up doing. They like Nintendo's track record when you go more along the lines of stuff. They always announce it, and it's either the day or 2 days afterwards the announcement. They never do that week thing because they know that the internet will melt down waiting for that kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I can live with Wednesday. Because I'll be home at like 2.
Wednesday at 1 o'clock it is then.
I mean,
hey, that Nintendo, that's your alarm.
Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
You know, when it comes to the Pokemon hype, it's a double-sided coin for me because it really shows like the Pokemon community, just like despite everything that's happened, stays like, you know, incredibly active and just, you know, waiting. But at the same time, you know, that could be seen as a good thing or it could be seen as a bad thing. But I mean, just like Nintendo can always rely on Pokemon to print out money thanks to these guys. So I mean, like, I'm excited. You know, I'm a Pokemon fan as much as they come, but I'm definitely not one of those people who's like, yo, I need the next thing. But when it comes to Pokemon, I get excited. I'm definitely interested in the prospect of, like, you know, this whole let's go Eevee, let's go Pikachu thing. And if it actually turns out to be that, I would be down for it. But, you know, I want to know what everyone thinks about the whole, you know, Kento revisit thing. Because I've been like, yeah, we get to go back to Kento. And then people are like, oh, we get to go back to Kento. So, you know, personally, me, I'm like, I love Kento. That's where it all started. That's where my memories lie, you know, OG Pokemon fan. So,
well, we're all old.
So yeah, that's the thing, dude. Younger Pokemon fans are pissed about Kanto, man.
I know. I heard it. I heard about that.
Oh, yeah. OJ went into that. He bathed in their tears.
Goodness, I heard about that. Yeah. Although Kento's is a really good like Asian cuisine place. Now Kanto, if we get the Kanto's, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm joking. But yeah, dude. I mean, for me, I'm old school. I remember growing up with the Pokemon, the 150 and everything, and I will just make sure I'm clear with this. It would be cool I'd be cool with it. I'd be cool, and if they added more, you know, New Game Plus, they have the extra stuff at the end, kind of like Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. You know, it's like the original 150, and then like the end game stuff. It opens up. You know, you get more from Gen 3 and all that. That would be cool if they did that, or even like Pokemon Go, how they add in.
Was it Gold and Silver where when you beat it, you could go back to like Paltown and stuff?
Yes,
with the Kanto.
I was trying to remember.
Gold Silver best game. I'm a huge Gold fanboy.
So you're talking about like that. You're talking about like that, OJ, where you beat like the game and then you can go back to other regions and stuff after that. Like it continues.
I mean, at the minimum would be get Pokemon from other regions.
Okay.
Like you get Pokemon from like Gen 3, get Pokemon from, Gold and Silver or whatever, Gen 2, like all the way up to a certain point, and then also added in, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we have this wave of Pokemon and this coming in, like doing it, just things in a little bit of a different way. That's what I was thinking. That's what I at least tried to explain, but I obviously failed miserably at that, apparently.
I think it's mostly it's the first console. Think about it, it's the first console game for a mainline Pokemon game ever. So people are expecting a lot.
Oh, they are expecting a lot.
And they're going to be let down. From some of the best leakers I've seen that are definitely the most concrete who have looked at it have definitely said that when people see it graphically, no matter what, they said people are going to be pretty disappointed when they first see it, because most of the stuff I'm seeing is that it is just going to be an upscaled, like fancy redone 3DS game, like totally new stuff. But I think when people see it, they're going to be like, what? And it's going to be like, okay, like this is the first game. Let's calm down a little bit.
As long as it's not 240p, like the 3DS.
Yeah, right. Exactly. As long as
That's really all that matters.
Yeah, I think we're also going by content as well. Like I think people got mad at you, OJ, because you were like 151, and they were like, but we have 650 right now, or 850. What are they?
No, it's 750, right?
Oh my gosh! Wow,
Yeah,
I stepped out a while ago, man.
But I said that they can add. I said that they can put more. Like it was good. Like they can add more.
Oh yeah, I saw those comments though, and I was like,
yeah. Well, let's say like the time retention on that video was like literally 30 seconds. I have the stats. It was literally 30 seconds. Like nobody even freaking watched it. So I'm not really worried at the end of the day.
As long as we get Pseudo Wudo, whatever game, as long as we get Pseudo Wudo doing his weird dance, I'm down.
Oh man. Yeah. So we're gonna move on to some Xbox stuff and everything. HMK. It's almost at the hour mark.
Yeah.
One quick piece of breaking news that took place before we went on air: Killer 7 is going to PC. It was announced.
Yeah, so weird.
So there you go. Maybe they'll look
bring it to the Switch.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
They hyped up that announcement, and I knew they'd do the typical Suda super hype to end up being something that should have happened a long time ago. That's classic Suda, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say screw you, Suda, but man, dude, like, whatever. Like,
that would be a cool game on the Switch. Yeah, it was good on the GameCube. I don't know if that's progressive scan or not.
It's not.
It's not. Oh yeah, it's not.
We have the HDMI adapter thing. I just thought of that. Oh man,
disgusting.
Okay, well, we were joined by HMK, helped us out with Kingdom Hearts 3, attempted to explain it to us too, but I know Sean's eyes glazed over at one point.
I feel stronger. I feel like I know more now.
Well, we know that we can check out. You said you had a video, right?
Yes.
HMK, to try to explain it a little more to us.
Yeah, I have a video up on my channel right now. It's called Kingdom Hearts Plot in 5 minutes. Trust me, everyone's like, okay, there's no way you could do it. I can do it. You're gonna be up to date, and you guys are gonna be ready for 3. So if you guys are ever confused when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts 3 storyline, watch that video. If you have 5 minutes of your time, you won't be disappointed.
Okay. Do you have your channel? You can drop we can drop that in the chat as well. Actually,
I put it in there.
Cool. He has it there. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight, HMK. I appreciate it. Everybody, make sure you check out his channel and everything, and especially if you need like Kingdom Hearts information or Zelda or Nintendo and stuff. If you want to go ahead and plug your channel before you take off.
Oh, definitely, guys. If you love everything Zelda, Kingdom Hearts, Super Smash Bros., and Nintendo aspects, and Square Enix aspects, and everything hype, just be sure to check out my channel, HMK. That's all you need to type into Google or YouTube or anything like that. I also got Twitch, Twitter, all that good jazz. You can find me pretty easily when you just use those 3 letters. Guys, thank you so much for having me here on the Spawn Wave Media Cast. It's been a great time. It's been great fun. And when you guys play Kingdom Hearts 3, you guys will know why I can hardly shut up. You guys can have a good time.
I'll be getting it. I'll be getting it when it comes out. Absolutely. Check it out. So. Be really cool. But I'll check out your video beforehand so I know what's going on.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a pleasure with all you guys, and I'll see you guys later.
That's good.
Have a good one.
Then we had $5 from Greenwave 2018. This is a super chat, but I'll read it now anyway because we're kind of segueing right now. Did anyone hear that Total Biscuit passed away? RIP. We did. Actually, I think everybody pretty much made some kind of comment on Twitter about it. I know Max, even you did like a video.
He's a big hero of mine. I've been following his work very, very closely for many, many years.
So, yeah, very unfortunate. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Very sad day on Twitter. And it's a very obviously a shame to see with the situation and everything with him battling cancer for as long as he did. But he definitely inspired a lot of channels. I will say that there are a lot of people who felt obligated, obviously, to do videos on it and stuff and explain it. It was pretty cool.
And I just want to say one thing about him, just to try and say about how amazing this guy was. He purposely took, to try and beat his cancer, he took every single experimental treatment that they offered him, even if it damaged his body, even if it hurt more, even if it meant that the recovery could possibly be years. He took it to advance medical science. He literally let himself be a guinea pig, not just trying to outlive it, but literally make it where other people diagnosed in the future will not have to suffer the way he did. So, I mean, Total Biscuit was a man that we probably won't see again. It's just like people that legendary don't come along very often. So
yeah, Dan Glass, that BioWare employee doesn't work there anymore. I think he's let go.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. That dude was a fucking idiot. Like, you have to be. I understand that, you know, when someone first passes away, it's distasteful to say anything. Whether you agreed with the person or disagree with the person, but like, Jesus Christ, like, to hold such a grudge and to be such a curmudgeon over it while you're working for a huge company, like, how stupid do you have to be? And people say, oh, we have freedom of speech. It's like, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but you don't have necessarily freedom of consequence. Yeah, those two things aren't
why do people say that? Like, I can say whatever. Yes, you can. Nobody will arrest you. No, but that does not mean you won't be fired. That does not mean you will not have any consequences for what you say. Like, that's ridiculous. If I cussed out John and all you guys forever right now, I don't think I'll be on the next one. The next one. If I said you guys' channels are trash and meant it, I'm probably not going to be here anymore. Freedom of speech. No.
Like the people defending that racist lawyer who got fired, who just, like, there was like 15 videos of him walking around being racist in New York. It's like, yes, he was fired because he was literally supposed to work for the public. The public doesn't trust him. Like, if you're a piece of shit, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah, it blows my mind, man. Like, people are just crazy.
Yeah. But it was a shame to see, obviously, that happened. But BioWare dealt with that person, so there you go. They don't appear to work there anymore, so we'll say that.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure. What's up?
Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. I will never stop playing this game.
I don't think you're allowed to. Aren't you under embargo right now?
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to say.
That's Dice. I'm going to duck down to you're done violating embargo.
No. That's just said I can't review it. I said no video reviews or anything. It's because there's a lot of stuff.
I think Capcom would be okay with you saying that.
Yeah, I mean.
So do you guys? All right. So I played State of Decay 2. Sean, you played it. Did you play State of Decay 2, OJ, or no?
I watched a ton of it on Twitch.
Okay. And then of course, I know Max played it, and then he reviewed it.
I beat it. I beat the main story, and I got one of the endings. It's terrible.
Okay. How long did it take? How long did it take you to beat the game?
8 hours, maybe a little bit less. But
wow, really? That's all?
Well, yes, to beat it. But once you beat it, that's only part of the game, because there are 3 separate maps, and you can sort of dominate all 3 of the maps. To do everything in that game, you could probably do it in about 40 hours. I feel like if you play that game 3 hours, though, you've seen everything it's ever going to do. I like the randomized quests. I think the randomized quests is really good. I like that people tell you random stories. I think that's cool. Like there was a time where these guys actually, it's the only time this happened. I got betrayed by people at one point. Survivors called me asking for help. And when I went up into a house, they actually ambushed me and tried to kill me, kill my characters to steal their supplies. Like, stuff like that creates such a good story. Now, if only I'd stopped glitching through the ground, I might actually follow.
So yeah, I can't believe this game released in the I guess in the state that it did. It literally released in a state of decay. It's glitchy when it's in multiplayer. I haven't actually run into much in single player. I'll be honest. I haven't run into a ton yet.
Now, I played it with the day 1 patch only. So they gave the reviewers the game 10 days early, and at the same time, they released a day 1 patch. So we were actually playing the version people were playing at launch. I ran into a lot of glitches. The worst one of all, the one that pissed me off, is I literally spent an entire day working on my review. At one point, I saved up a bunch of money, which in this game is called like reputation, and I spent it when one of those weird traveling merchants came into town. I spent a bunch of money to get the car upgrade kit so I could have it armored, and then for some reason about an hour later my car just disappeared. I literally parked it outside of a building doing a mission. My car that I just spent 12 hours upgrading disappeared. I was so pissed.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is the real issue is there's permadeath in the game.
Yes.
So if a glitch causes your character to die, which people did say on Twitter that was happening,
yes,
I can see why you would just quit the game altogether and just not play it, because why would you play a game that can literally ruin your character?
My UI, I got my I had a character I power leveled really high, and then I basically was trying to level up another character, so I had him being my bodyguard, and we went to do a mission. I ran into a super zombie and I start fighting him, and he hit me and my UI shut off. So I could no longer see my teammates' health. I couldn't see their location, and he got pulled away by zombies, and I couldn't even see him to rescue him. So he ended up dying, wasting another day of work.
Did you run anything crazy, Sean?
No, I didn't, but I did see that there's a help button.
I saw that. I was about to bring that up. There's a button that gets you unstuck.
Yeah, like that's rough. But
when I saw that, I was like, oh. Okay.
I have a little bit of trouble like wrapping, like everyone in my camp is like on suicide watch and everyone's depressed and like I don't know, it just seems like resources go like water, and like I don't even have that many people in my camp, so it's like
just early on capture bases. There's certain bases that actually auto replenish stuff, like you can steal a pizza cafe that'll automatically just grow pizza, because that who fuck logic. You can get like a gas station that has a clinic in the back, and it'll keep growing more meds. So you basically just capture one of those, and then you start getting enough supplies to stay sustainable, and then you spend your extra resources on stuff like building a garden, making water filtration. If you actually build a power plant at your base, you can buy an original Xbox and put it in the house, and people will be happy forever. I'm not even joking.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man, you can actually have like a tree that does pizza. That's awesome.
It doesn't really. It just pizza just keeps showing up forever. It doesn't make sense.
That's awesome.
I've honestly been enjoying the game more than I thought, but it just scares the shit out of me to play online, because like I was gonna play with Wood, and I'm like, he was like, well, I want to start a game and have you come to my village, and I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, well, if I go to your village with one of my characters and then I die, like if one of your characters dies, who gives a shit? You know, they're all low levels anyways. I got some decent characters that I've been working on leveling. So yeah, I mean, if I would have bought the game, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much, but just getting it on Game Pass, I'm like, yeah, who cares? You know, it's like, I can see the flaws in it.
But do you see the attitude right there, what you're describing?
Exactly. And I honestly, that's a culture, I think. I mean, look at the last two big Microsoft Xbox One releases, Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2. Both of those games, if I would have bought those games, I'd have been like, fuck this. But getting it on Game Pass, it's like, well, you know, it's essentially a game that I just add to the little digital collection. So it's interesting, but it's sort of creating a laziness sort of aspect.
Complacency.
I have a video that's already made. It's coming out Monday. I have a video coming out Monday called I Hate Early Access Games. And it's kind of approaching the fact that we're definitely reaching a point where as soon as a game is profitable and playable, they're clearly throwing it out there. And it seems like for whatever reason, the people at Xbox said, okay, we need a summer game. How close is yours to done? Beta? Okay, yeah, throw it out there. Because that game, if you want RGT, whenever you get back from your trip, let me know and we'll co-op it. And I have max level military guy who can basically punch zombies to pieces and stuff. So I'll join your world and we'll run around and you'll see how bad it is. The worst thing is when you're driving a car, the server has trouble syncing it. So sometimes you'll be driving down the street on your screen, and on my screen, I'll be getting drugged through trees and flying up in the air and stuff. We'll record the gameplay. It'll be great.
You know what the best thing ever is? Earlier today, Mike Ybarra put out a tweet that was like State of Decay 2, and he was driving, and all of a sudden, like the car just shoots up into the air. Yep. And I was like, why is he tweeting that? What is happening? It's almost like you were selling God of War on Mixer.
He's like, hey guys,
they were.
He's like, hey guys, fuck my job.
It was really weird. Did you guys see that? They had God of War and they're advertising it on Mixer?
No.
Yeah, the special edition bundle. They were advertising on Mixer. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there.
I remember they tweeted out like, hey guys, for the launch of God of War, we're going to be putting like all the God of War streams on the front page of Mixer for the next 12 hours. And for some reason, I heard RGT's voice in the back of my head. Like, I loved when everybody hated each other.
It was the Japanese companies are the one that will stab each other and stuff. It's Microsoft is like rainbows over there right now, rainbows and fun time. It's so weird. They're like, if we just don't compete with them, it's like we're not competing. And it's like, well, no, they're still competing with you.
Yeah. I mean, you could pretend you're not competing because you're not doing all that great, but at the end of the day, it's still a competition. You want to make money,
guys. They've already they're not going to they can't compete with
they can't compete this generation by far. You're absolutely right.
Next generation, they can't compete the generation after that. They tried. They can't. Microsoft just can't. They don't have the developers. They're not going to. They're not.
They're opening those studios right now, though. They're opening. I know they opened one in Santa Monica.
I know, but the problem is that when you get even Europe and that side, that whole part of the world that just says, you know what, we trust Nintendo. And I mean, they had that little blip with the Xbox 360. Okay, they got that in Europe, but it's completely back to Sony. And now Nintendo's gaining ground in Europe. And then Japan, it's like, okay, it's over there. You know what I'm saying? Asia, it's completely over there. It's like, there's no point in trying. If you can only really sell win in America, why do that? Why not just try to push
I think
usage,
they have Forza. I think that's popular in Europe.
That's
but
it.
I think that's about it. Yeah.
They're gonna have Fable whenever that comes. That's gonna be popular.
Yeah, that'll be popular. Forza's the best racing game you can get now, I think. But there's just not a lot outside of that, really. Halo.
I don't want to say the name, but I definitely saw. I try and follow a lot of the Xbox. I try and follow all the different big YouTubers I can on Twitter, so I can get their thoughts, even if they have no idea who the hell I am. And I definitely saw a big Xbox YouTuber quote tweet Mikey Barra when he said, "This is going to be our biggest and best Xbox conference ever." And the dude did a quote retweet, and he basically said, "Okay, guys, if this isn't just the best one ever, that's it for Xbox."
I'm concerned. Yeah, you're right there. I know what you're talking about, Max. You're seeing Xbox fans who are even just
Xbox fans are next to the cliff. I mean, they're literally at the point where I think did you see Crap Gamer, who's the most blind person? Did you see?
Oh gosh. What am I missing here?
Crap Gamer, you need to watch. He is a psychopath. He is so obsessed.
This dude, before you get anything, this dude will title every video, "Microsoft does something Xbox One owners will blow their mind."
Yeah.
And it'll be like,
PS4 decides to kill itself for another day. Every single one of his videos.
And it'll just be oh yeah, Microsoft has decided that they're going to add this game to Game Pass. And it's
he does six videos a day that are super extreme topics that he says really bored. But anyways, I saw him tweet something of so one of his fans were how come you're not talking about all this Xbox news? And he replied to him with something "I'm trying, man. There's just nothing left." It was oh my God.
Wow. Or Xbox fans are kind of even they're losing confidence in the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean he didn't even like State of Decay. I watched his State of Decay review and he gave it a 6 out of 10. I sometimes it's late at night when I can't fall asleep, I just watch really strange YouTubers. I guess he'd
say bad. I saw one of his videos years ago. I'm not joking. This is a crap game. It was the first one I ever saw, and him was being "Check it out, guys! I bought a PS4 just because it was so cheap. And you know what I did? I immediately sold the copy of Last of Us in there because this game is so boring." It was the weirdest. This game is so boring. It's dude, you were allowed to like PlayStation games and still be an Xbox fan.
Well, he did. He did like God of War. He loved God of War. He said it was one of the best games he's ever played. So.
I think Xbox, man. I mean, they still got a lot of third-party games. I mean, they still got all the third-party games Nintendo fans be crying for all the time, Dragon Ball FighterZ and Monster Hunter World and all this other stuff. So I mean, there are people who just like third-party games, right? I mean, that is true.
So I will say a lot of people who like the sports games, I remember when we would sell Xboxes for some reason, even over PlayStation, people who like Madden and FIFA and stuff.
Call of Duty back in the day too. People used to prefer it.
The Destiny community, Destiny 1 community on Xbox One was insane. But now they signed Destiny 2 has a contract deal where they make extra dungeons only on PS4, and so everybody switched over.
There was a contract deal on the Destiny 1 too, though, with PlayStation.
But it was advertising. Whereas this is a content, they weren't allowed to ever say it's on Xbox, but still the Xbox community was big. But no, now, sometimes this newest DLC in the Warmind DLC, there's a new raid only on PlayStation. The rest of the people get literally recycled content unless you got it on PlayStation.
So is this Microsoft's big, all the pressure's on them E3?
It is. I still remain hopeful that they're going to knock it out of the park. I feel like they do have a lot of opportunity, but it's gotta be an 11 out of 10 conference.
They have 2 hours. They don't have a new system to show,
and that's Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, they apparently moved over to what their big center or something. They're going to do.
Theater.
They got to walk out on stage and do like a 30-minute demo for Fable 4, and it turns out that it actually puts you inside the world, and it turns out at the end that Fable 4 is actually Skyrim 2, and they blow everybody's mind.
All I know is a 30-minute demo. Like I don't know if I want a 30-minute demo on stage. Like,
They used to do those like 20-minute stage demos.
Yeah, they were trash. And I never want those to ever.
I love those, man. I love those.
I don't want to be on 20 minutes of watching the same game. If you're not interested in that game, it's 20 minutes of a
What's great
game.
is, you know why they stopped doing that is because I love the one they did for Halo 5 back in the day, and that was like 20 minutes, and they kept just cutting back to the crowd, and the crowd is just like sitting there watching a video game, so they're not cheering or anything, like they're paying attention. And so they're like, wow, look at this great explosion. Look at this crowd. Oh, actually, let's just keep focusing on the explosion. Boring to watch people watch stuff.
Well, I mean, it shouldn't really surprise anyone that their conference is 2 hours, considering how they stretch out inside Xbox to, ungodly amounts of time. There's going to be like a live panic room for State of Decay 2 DLC on stage.
They can't do that. This has to be good.
It's gonna be a fake Kraken or like an animatronic Kraken.
People hated a lot on Sony's last year because Sony, they hardly even came out. It was just basically all trailers.
Yeah, it was all trailers.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's what it's 2 hours of that.
But I
don't have 2 hours a game.
Hey man, I'm trying to dream. I'm Dreamcast guy.
I like them doing a little bit of stage presence and stuff like that. I don't mind all that. That's how E3 kind of always was up until 2014 when Nintendo just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
So really up till then, everybody had stage presence, you had all this stuff going on. That's the best part, was everything would always go wrong. So it was always fun.
Yeah.
I don't mind stage presence a bit, but I mean, it's just like, I'm not trying to like have them put out a bunch of different people, then start talking about something, TV, or talk about comic books. Like, remember when Sony came out, they started talking about Powers, the comic, or is this? I mean, like, I just don't
remember that. Yeah,
I just don't think that there needs to be stuff like that. I mean,
I remember the 2009, what was it, Project Natal, where the guy was like trying to mimic the avatar on the screen, and you ever wonder what the bottom of like what was it, your avatar's foot looks like? It was like bam, and then like the person on screen like lost its mind and went crazy.
Yeah. Or like remember Skittles, the cat or something, or the kids were like Skittles.
Oh
Skittles.
man.
So I mean, like, or Milo, remember Milo or whatever his name was?
Project Natal. Yeah, and I remember later on, I think only a couple of years ago, they admitted that was just complete horseshit. Like they admitted, they're like, yeah, man, we had an idea, we made a fancy trailer, that technology did not exist.
So what does Microsoft need to announce to really do it?
Games. Games.
Yeah. I mean, I want to be serious here for a second, and I think they need to wow us by opening up with Crackdown 3. I think it needs to not be a broken mess, and I think that needs to be coming out in the next 3 months so that they can kind of beat all the big big
August
games. Yes, I definitely think it needs to come out like August or September latest. I think they definitely need Halo 6. Halo 6 needs to exist. Yeah. It badly does. And I think they need to announce Borderlands 3 or something. I know there's rumors now that that's getting delayed, but I think they need to come out with third-party stuff that they're going to somehow get first or something. They need to really show people that my giant hunk of plastic here is doing something.
I got a list of games I think that they could really just like knock it out of the park. So if they put, obviously you have like a new racing game, right? Like a new Forza something, Halo, brand new Halo, and like another type of Halo, like a spin-off or something. So you got a big Halo, and you've got some type of spin-off, you got some type of big expansion, whatever they do. Yeah, something like that, some type of spin-off. And then also you have Lost Odyssey. So if you bring back Lost Odyssey in some way, Lost Odyssey 2.
Sounds like a Japanese game right there. I don't know about that.
Or Blue Dragon. It's not like Sakaguchi's doing nothing. He's been blackballed from the industry. He's doing nothing. Hire him. You guys have the money. If they do something, Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey, something like that.
I would love to see them do a Japanese game. That'd be great. Yeah.
That would be great. If they just have, we just need those 3, 4 stuff. Halo, expansion, Forza, Fable, some type of Blue Dragon, some type of hardcore Xbox 360 game that was an exclusive, brought back, whether it's a remaster complete for Xbox One X or just remaster or just bring that back, I think that would knock it out of the park. And then all the third-party stuff that they have, all the online Xbox, that stuff would knock it out of the park. And I think people would be re-energized to see, we actually have a good core game that's not just like the standard zombie or multiplayer game.
Did you notice how excited people got when they saw that Scalebound possibly was coming back just from that store listing? I think that's how bad, you're right, I think that's how bad a lot of Xbox fans want something different from their core games.
It's just so boring with Xbox. It's like the same, State of Decay, fine, zombie game. Sea of Thieves, great, Sea of Thieves, something kind of different, but it's just another multiplayer get-together. Has to be always online. Like, they need something in depth, something that's really going to dig into the teeth, like a God of War, you know what I'm saying? Not saying the game like God of War, but like that type of style of game, like for the hardcore gamers.
I was going to say real quick, I have a lot of hope for that Perfect Dark rumor. From everything I've read, I'm hoping that it's slow and methodical. I'm kind of hoping, as bad as it is, I'm kind of wanting it to be like Splinter Cell. I want to have like a third-person sneaky game that's dark and gritty and awesome and shows off some actual... Like, Microsoft art is very different from Sony art. I kind of miss it. I miss like the hard greens of Halo and stuff. That's also washed out now. Like, I feel like at least Sea of Thieves has the Microsoft coloring to it. Everything else is just so bland.
I don't think everyone seems to realize what Microsoft needs, but Microsoft.
Yeah.
and when I look at Microsoft and I look at the people involved and I look at their productions, like things like Inside Xbox, I honestly think they don't get it. I don't think they get it. Like, they just do not understand what people actually want from them. They're just like, they're almost in like their own little bubble. And like within their bubble, they communicate with each other and they do things, and they don't really try to expand outside of this bubble. It really feels like just some complacency. Like they just, this is how it is. This is par for the course, and this is what we're gonna do. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I want to remain optimistic, but I just don't feel like the people involved in Microsoft know what to do.
Well, so it reminds me, so I'm obsessed with DC comics. I read a lot of Batman. I read a lot of Superman. And so it's really weird that DC movies suck so many flavors of dick because it seems so easy. Like, Marvel makes it look simple. You just make a Spider-Man movie. You just make an origin movie. You just make a Tony Stark movie. And they make it look so simple. And DC has no idea how to replicate it. And I feel like we're in that mode now with Microsoft, where Microsoft sees this stuff and they, even if they understand that that's what would sell, they have no idea how to make it. They don't know where the kitchen is. They don't know what the ingredients are. They just can't do it.
It's concerning. You wouldn't think Microsoft was the rich company out of the three right now.
Yeah.
They got Minecraft.
Yeah, but so does everyone else. That's why when I was naming first party studios in my video, and I was like, I don't even know if I really count Mojang as a first party studio because
they got Minecraft. They're rich. That's how they got Minecraft, because they're super rich and they can.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they paid a lot of money for that. They put a good chunk of change for Rare, I think, too, right?
Oh yeah, they paid. Well, back then, but that wasn't like. Now it wouldn't be that much, right? Or how much was it? 100 and something million?
It was like 250 million or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a lot of money. That's still a lot of money.
For Rare, for what they've done. I'm like,
absolutely no.
Slightly overpaid.
You know what's so funny about Rare? It's like with Microsoft. It's like Microsoft didn't even trust them to make Killer Instinct. That's the funniest thing about Rare.
Oh man.
It's like, hey guys, we're making a new Killer Instinct, and Rare's like, okay, great. Like, no, not you guys.
You guys over here. Sea of Thieves. Do you think that was Rare's idea, or do you think that was an idea Microsoft had and gave it to them?
That was Rare.
That was Rare.
Really?
Yeah,
Rare day one. Yeah.
I remember stuff about that when it was first shown at E3, and Rare was talking about how it's like their thing.
I talked to one of the producers over there at E3 2014. I interviewed him, which is still up on my channel if you guys want to check that out. And I talked to him, and that was definitely a Rare. They said it was very rare. That was their idea.
Okay. Well, Rare is a lot different than it was obviously back in the N64 days when people.
Rare is like Atari. It's simply a name.
Yeah, unfortunately. But all right. So, did you guys who played Resident Evil Cloud Edition?
I did.
Tried to play it.
I tried to.
I made it decently far. I mean, I made it up until basically the entrance of the house. So probably about.
Wait, you played?
Yes, about 120 seconds. What's really weird is, man, was it delayed. I bet I could even boot it up while I'm sitting here. I pay for crazy internet, And I also have it set up. I've set it up so that I can correct almost directly with Japan, do my fucking router using a VPN. And it makes it where I can connect to stuff. Like I played Phantasy Star 2 cloud version. I can get into that and sort of play it, but it's not really great. So I got into this and I managed to play it. The weirdest thing though is every time I pressed buttons, there was a solid third of a second delay. So when I was walking around, when I pressed a button, you could feel the server having to like load my movements. It was awful.
Yeah, there's some people in Japan who were playing it, and it looked about how I expect with something like PlayStation Now. But like here, man, like I upgraded to like the sweet internet now. I have like gigabit internet, and I couldn't play it. I couldn't.
I think if they had servers in the States, I think it would be okay. Because I saw several people that were in Japan that are English speaking on Twitter saying that they were playing it and they thought it was fine.
There's a lot of videos of people playing it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks decent enough for $20.
Yeah, I think the visuals are weird. Like it. I messed with PS Now a couple weeks ago for a video, and it sort of has that weird thing where when you're turning fast, it's trying to load.
Oh yeah, you get like that. Those like YouTube almost like where it's buffering kind of.
Yeah, where you get all those rectangles in, especially cloud effects. And so I saw people playing it, and there'd be like a smoky, creepy effect, and you see all these rectangles appear.
Yeah, that happens in PlayStation Now a lot, actually. If you play that, like I don't, you said you've tried it for a little bit. Did you get that? I would get that same effect occasionally.
I got it, especially on the trees in the opening area. Like they'd be fine if I was looking at them, but if I started tilting my camera, they would get all like, I want to use the word pixelated because they're like get all cubified.
I have a strong feeling. I don't have a lot of confidence in Capcom servers. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
For the amount of money they put out for that, but it hasn't been the best launch outside of Japan. I guess it seemed to work okay in Japan, but I'm wondering if what Capcom's plan is going forward with this game, if they're going to bring it other places because it's in all languages.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Like if it's in all languages, why not?
I mean, I was hoping they would like actually put it on the system. Was my hope.
Yes, I even was saying in my video, I want a physical version of Final Fantasy or of Resident Evil 7. Final Fantasy. Well, I'm thinking about Final Fantasy 7 as always, but no, Resident Evil 7. I want a physical version of it, even if it is a big downgrade. I just want to have it.
How big? I wonder how big is that game? Is it like a 20 gigabyte game?
No, it's bigger than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is after all the patch. I'm sure it's got patches and everything.
Well, now, especially count all the DLC.
Yeah, I don't know how big it is there though, because if it's that's apparently from what a lot of developers said, the biggest issue going to the Switch are the cartridge sizes. Even the said that. What, the Arc developer? Yeah, it was like the biggest problem are the cartridges right now because they're expensive. Capcom isn't willing to swing for a 4 gigabyte cart for that Mega Man. Although they want to make it 2 SKUs, I get that, but still.
Never mind. You are correct, John. It is 20.
Oh, okay. So they could probably Wolfenstein is 23 gigabytes, I think, now with the new.
Yeah.
They could probably pull one of those things where they're like, here's a 1 gigabyte card, download the rest.
If the game is 20 gigabytes on there, they shouldn't have any issue with size on Switch. If it's 20 gigabytes on PS4 or Xbox One, there shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they downgrade the graphics and shit too.
Yeah, the size of the assets in terms of resolution and stuff would be smaller and all that. Plus, they can just do audio compression. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can do to make it lower.
I guess the question really is, can they make it run how they would want it to?
Yeah,
that's what it would come down to, I guess.
I feel like frame rate is really important on that. It ran really smooth. When I played it on PS4, a standard PS4, it ran super smooth, and there are some jump scares in a couple of the boss fights. So,
but here's the thing: it runs in PlayStation VR, and that means that it has to, cut the image and run it. That's why people were pointing that out. They're like, it runs in PlayStation VR on a base PS4, and that's not easy to do. They made that work. The resolution, I'm sure, was dropped and everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they really wanted to, but again, Capcom, they don't exactly throw money around a lot, so they might be a little cheaper about the situation.
And they make some bad decisions.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I can't really talk about.
Oh gosh, dude.
Seems like
he wants to tell you Street Fighter is good, but he's not allowed to. I don't have Street Fighter, so I can't say anything about it.
Just blink at the camera if I should buy it.
Okay,
embargo broken. Nice.
There's Evan's reviewing it, so I can say whatever I want because I'm not even review.
Okay.
It. I'm sure it's good because it's Street Fighter, and Sean loves Street Fighter. So.
Wait, hold up, Sean. You can't talk about Street Fighter 30th, but you can talk about Street Fighter Alpha 1, Street Fighter Alpha 2. You can talk about the other games
that is true, and I do own them on the Sega Saturn.
You can totally talk about the older games. You just can't talk about the 30th. So if you want to mention something about those ones, then you can say that.
I really enjoy the Street Fighter Alpha series. Fun games.
Some would say that they're timeless. Even in 2018, they're worth your money.
Are you guys? Oh yeah, you guys getting? You guys doing Mario? We're doing Mario Tennis next weekend at some point.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna pop all of you guys.
I'll play it. I don't know. I have zero hype for that game, and I've been talking about that, but I'll play with an open mind because it could be better than I thought. Like Golf Story sounds dumb, and it became one of my favorite Switch games. So I
like the tennis. I like tennis games in general, but I've always liked Mario Tennis, except for recently. I liked it on the game. The GameCube was awesome. That was a good Mario Tennis game.
Did you guys see the whole data mine thing?
Yeah, you can go see everybody if you want.
Did you guys know that Serena Williams will be a downloadable character?
Is this a troll or is that
No, I'm joking.
I was about to say, like, that'd be awesome. No, especially if she looked like she did in like virtual tennis, where she's just like this big buff human looking character next to Mario.
Bill Clinton was an NBA Jam, you know. Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
I'd be totally down for that though. If they get some Serena Williams DLC though.
I don't. How much do you think that? You think that would cost a lot of money for them to do that?
No, I'm joking, but it was just like free. Maybe
I mean, they could probably do it. Honestly, they could probably do it.
They put Mercedes Benz in Mario Kart, so I'm sure they could put Serena wherever they want.
Did you see that Return of Double Dragon is coming to the Super Nintendo in July?
I did. I thought about you as soon as I saw that. I'm like, what is Sean gonna? I was waiting for like a video or something from you.
Yeah, I was backlogged doing everything today, and I just saw it this morning. I was like, I don't have time, but yeah, the company that did that Unholy Knight fighter that ended up not being great at all, Retroism is porting Return of Double Dragon, which was the Japanese game. It's like better than Super Double Dragon. It's like the Japanese version, but it has better stuff and new moves and like extra stages and stuff. It's coming out on cartridge on July 19th, and I kind of want it.
How much is it?
$50.
That's actually not terrible.
No, it's not. This Retroism company needs to, work with me, if you catch my drift.
Send me free stuff.
blink at the camera if you want us to fill up your PO box. Exactly. Yeah.
Let's get into there's some questions that we had sent our way through super chat and everything. Let me see here. Mighty Ryan says, do you think that Nintendo selling a dockless Switch could be possible early sign of them leaving the home console market?
No,
it's an option.
Well, this is really interesting because I think that this is them trying to move towards really selling this as a handheld. I feel like they're trying to show that a little bit more with their marketing now, being like, look, you can get this without that big old expensive dock. I think it's a smart move. I think it's because they're trying for that 2-3 Switch per household thing.
That too.
And it's a great way to do it, obviously, because you're like, you already have that dock and you guys just switch your, switches in and out. So here's a Switch without the power cord or the dock. I really wanted to see them get it under $200. And I was wondering if they could sell it without the Joy-Con controllers, because a lot of people have multiple Joy-Con controllers. Like I have 6 of them. So like if I just bought just the unit itself and I already have power cords, that'd be like another Switch for like $190.
If they did, I think that would be something to only be through their website.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine that being in a store. Like, this is it looks like an iPad. I promise it's not.
That's what I was figuring. It'd be through their website. Yeah,
I don't think Nintendo's trying to get out of the. I mean, like, why get yourself out of the home console market? They have a hybrid, so no matter what they do going forward, it would be like, okay, well, it would be a hybrid. Why would you say, okay, we're going to take away functionality from even ever being able to play on a TV? Just like. We can sell it like either play on your TV, you play on the go. It's a hybrid, So.
It's also really funny. It's the idea of like, now that we've dominated both the home market and the console market, screw all this money, we're going over here.
Yeah, like it's a hybrid. So they're gonna always want people to play on the go or on the TV. They're just giving you another option. You can buy a dock later if you want a dock. If not, you just play like that. Also in Japan, Pokemon or Yokai Watch are coming out. A lot of people are going to want extra ones for a little bit cheaper for their kids or whatever the case is. You have a cheaper option right there if they're just going to play a handheld. So it makes sense that it's happening there in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly that would probably sell pretty well in Japan, even over because they probably only need one dock per household, to be honest. Because a lot of places in Japan don't have as many TVs as we here in America do. We have TVs everywhere. They have like a couple, like maybe one per household. I was reading that at one point, so that would actually make sense to do it that way. Have one dock and then everybody just has their Switch. So it would make sense. What are you laughing at, Sean?
One of the super chats.
Is that from matches? Have you ever done, do you want to read that out? Is that your buddy just in a different name?
I don't know. I think it is. But Skooma, of course, is from Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah.
I'd always be robbing people for their skooma and like getting in a little shack and just getting fucked up.
Did you ever play Morrowind? That was one of my favorite things of Morrowind. The first main quest person you go and visit to start the main quest in Morrowind is this dude who like lives in a hut, and he's like, "Yes, I am the original master of the blades. We must revive the society." If you actually start to go through the boxes of his house, it's just filled with skooma. This dude just sits around high all day. He just be like, "Man, it'd be really cool if the fucking like Dragonborn came back, but I am wasted." It's like,
honestly, I think the cheaper they can make the Switch, the better. So if they keep taking accessories out and making the technology cheaper, then yeah, I think once they get under that $200 price point, it's going to be like ridiculously easy to sell a Switch without any issue. At that point, it's the same price as a 3DS XL, right? This new 3DS XL is like $190 or $200.
Too much, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, the Switch is almost the same price. So yeah, I would say so. Just because the Switch is significant jump in obviously clarity and power. Althor 55. When playing the Switch portably, what is your preferred method? I use tabletop with a stand and my 8-bit DOE SF30 Pro controller.
That's a good setup.
Oh, yeah.
I've been possibly playing a little in tabletop mode during this event tonight, but I always go with the old dog face. I don't know why. I still don't have a Pro controller. I love the dog face.
I love the
You still don't have a Pro controller?
Nope.
How do you not have a Pro controller? What is it?
Because I got this.
Dude, it's like one of the best controllers you can get right now.
This is one of the best controllers I can get right now.
Stop holding that up. No, it's not.
I love this thing.
Dude, get the Xenoblade controller. It's all actually no, you know what? They're probably gonna have some like legit Pro controllers coming out at the end of this year. So,
Such a good Pro controller. So good.
I have just the Power A one. I like that one. But so for mine, I do mine like this, and I actually I'm addicted to the Game Boy. I love the Game Boy. So I actually play this like a big Game Boy. I literally sit with it in my lap a lot of times, especially like my girlfriend gets off work at like 2 a.m. So sometimes when she's coming over and I have to stay awake and I'm dead tired, I'll literally just sit out front and play Splatoon 2 on this in handheld, just like that. Like I don't ever do tabletop. I always like to do it like this.
So there's a couple things. Actually, you can go, OJ, because I gotta go.
Oh no, go ahead. No, I just play it like I play it lying down in bed. Whenever I'm in handheld, I'm usually lying down on my couch or lying down in bed, and I'll just play it normal with the Joy-Cons attached because I just feel that's most comfortable. Because I'm an old football player and my back hurts all the time and my knees hurt. So
because I keep getting cases in for review, and I've been trying to get more of the interesting ones. So like sometimes they have a good kickstand on it. The one I recently did, which is this one, I don't know where the other piece is, but it has like extra wings that kind of come off the side to make the holding the Joy-Con better. But it's held on with a magnet, so like the case like snaps to it, and it's a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. I don't know where I put that. But I've been trying out different cases and stuff like that. The little wings help with it, but the case is terrible. The whole thing's terrible. So they're in Kickstarter right now. So they're not going to like that video when it comes out. But yeah, that's that. And I don't really travel with an extra controller like ever. Like I don't really move around. I usually just, like you said, Max, I just use like a big Game Boy.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really do it in tabletop mode much now. I think about it. I either have it docked or I just hold it.
The only time I put it in tabletop is when I'm recording gameplay off it. So I just finished my Dark Souls Remastered review on PS4 and Xbox One, and I'm excited to review that again on Switch. And I'm probably going to record a couple hours of footage of it in handheld mode just so when I edit together. And that's the only time I like set it down.
Cool. So let's go. This one is from Laserdisc Man. Crash is 5.2 gigabytes, while Street Fighter is 4.9 gigabytes. I guess they were maybe answering somebody in the chat, or are they just comparing file sizes?
I think, yeah, someone was asking about the file size of Street Fighter.
Okay, gotcha.
Which it's actually very bizarre if you think about it, because on Street Fighter, there's 12 games. all arcade games spanning different generations, a full museum, a ton of extra stuff in the museum, like pretty crazy. Can't talk about it, of course, but they did mention that there is a museum. Soundtrack, all that sort of stuff. Yet it's smaller than the Legacy Collection parts 1 and 2 combined.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the Mega Man ones?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Well, they redid those in Unity, I believe. Yeah, like if you go on your PC, I remember I was trying to do a video where I was trying to play it with like a low spec PC. You actually need DirectX 11 to play old Mega Man games from like the PS1 and the NES and stuff.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because they redid it in Unity.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I keep forgetting Crash is still coming. Man, I keep forgetting about that game.
It actually got moved up too. So
yeah,
June 27th.
Man, I'm just ready for July, man. I need that X collection.
I need that Project Octopath. That's what I need.
Octopath.
Gosh, I need that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Mega Man, I think the X collection comes out right around that same time too, and then
I need that too.
I'll buy it. I probably won't review it, but I will buy it. Just like
what the X collection? Did you read about it? All the stuff that's come out recently.
It is, but remember, I'm trash at Mega Man.
Oh,
I'm a Mega Man
X
garbage
better,
man.
It's okay. Get X, dude. You're better at X. Probably.
I'm better at them, but I'm still trash. So I mean, if I try and review them, it's going to be a lot of gameplay.
Dude, that's gonna have like its own like new modes and everything that are like apparently new like challenge story mode stuff. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I'm ready.
Yeah, for that. And that box art, and you get you get all the good Mega Man X games on the cartridge. So that's what I'm hyped about. You get all the good ones in the cartridge, and the box art looks hype. I mean, like I'm
ready for that.
I'm ready for. I'm not a huge Mega Man fan, but I'm like that.
Capcom, you better send that to me. Don't mess around here.
What you say? Capcom's gonna send that? They
better send that to me. Don't mess around with this
download code, my guy, and be like, "Here you go. Here's a download code."
You know what's bad? I still have Street Fighter 30th collection coming in from Amazon, and I'm not canceling it. I did the same damn thing with Ultra Street Fighter 2. They sent me the review code, and I was like, "Well, I've already ordered it. I shouldn't cancel my order." And then sure, I didn't cancel my order. I got the physical version.
You know, I've there's no joke. I'm gonna get a review code probably for Shenmue HD. I also pre-ordered 6 copies of it.
6 copies? What do you?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some
smuggling run.
I'm gonna do some. Yeah, I'm holding them for value. No, I'm gonna do some giveaways. I pre-ordered 3 on Xbox and I did 3 on PS4. So I'm gonna give some away, and then I'm probably gonna give some of my roommates to force them to finally play it.
You know what's funny is I think I'm gonna buy that on the Xbox, that Shenmue, because that's actually what I associate Shenmue with, is Xbox.
Yeah, I have the Shenmue version right here, or the Xbox version right here.
Yep.
Okay. I did buy like 1 million copies of Bayonetta and give a bunch away and all that back in 2014. I think I bought like 4 copies of that game, like 4 or 5 copies. So.
Yeah, I forgot, Max. That's a $30 game actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, I only spent a couple $100 on it. No big deal.
Business expense.
Yeah,
yeah, right. I promise I'll write it. Yeah,
right off.
That Santa Claus over here, business expense. Let's go.
Right. Print off all them Amazon receipts.
Shenmue SF, Shenmue for everyone.
Animation Puff says, I've been playing Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers. Dylan for Smash, baby. OJ, who are the latest, I guess, rumored people for Smash right now? Any new ones pop up?
Yeah, we got Ridley. We got Simon. We got Simon Belmont. We got
that
Ridley.
Would be fascinating.
I would shit a brick. I would shit a literal brick.
We got the Icy's coming back. So there you go. And there's also rumors of Snake as well coming back.
Oh, okay. I can see Snake. I'm sure Kojima and Konami worked that out amicably. Oh man. Avedon, of course, Smith. Check out Avedon on his channel. He's getting up there, I think, in subscribers, coming up on like 450, I think, soon. So.
Yeah, 450. He's been growing a lot, man. He's been growing a lot. So shout outs to Avedon, man. I always have him on, whenever I can, and he comes on my live streams too. So shout outs to Avedon, man. He has a good channel. Oh, if you like late night streaming, if you're up at night, you know what I'm saying, and you want to just like if you're editing, well, a lot of people don't edit, but if you just got stuff that you want to listen to and watch, Avedon's always up streaming late. So make sure you guys subscribe to him. Trust me, you're gonna like his live streams. Yeah.
So he said, great discussion tonight. Thank you, Avedon. Make sure you check him out. Prince of Duval says, HMK, love your Zelda Breath of the Wild reaction video. He's actually not here anymore, but I'm sure he appreciates that. And then we had, of course, Green Wave. We read that one out. Matches, you read that one out, Sean. And then Agent Cueto. Okay, so Agent Cueto touches on Battlefield 5, which we're going to talk about before we close out here, saying, oh no, people are freaking out because there's a woman on Battlefield 5. Pretty sure there will be the same outrage if they didn't add women in Battlefield 5. Actually, they probably would have just people probably just wouldn't have even thought of it. But Max, can you walk us through what happened exactly?
So apparently people are quite fixated on this, which is baffling because there were actually a lot of female soldiers in Battlefield 1 as well, which is just another part of the game. But a predominant part of the Battlefield 5 trailer is all these different characters in this crazy, epic, impossible battle of World War II, where people are blowing through houses, snipers are hitting people in the face, somebody gets clobbered over the head with a baseball bat with nails in it. But we see this one chick running from place to place, kind of being in the center of all the action. Not a big deal. For some reason, people are like losing their minds over this like female character who appears to be, if not the main hero, one of the main heroes of the single player. But we also know that they're going to be bringing back war stories, so it's probably going to be 5 heroes again, like they did in Battlefield 1. So I don't get it. There's people who seem extremely mad that they're going to have female players playable in the multiplayer. I don't get it. I love Battlefield 1. There were females. There's women outside my house. I'm not exactly concerned about where women are in video games,
Yeah. I don't really know. It was a weird thing for people to fixate on. They kept saying, I think it was a historical accuracy.
It's a video game, not a documentary.
Well, I brought up the fact that even the developers aren't taking it that seriously. I mean, the Battlefield 1 had Easter eggs that were just obscene, like a megalodon.
There were women who served in World War II.
Yeah. I always love that one of the heads of the French resistance, and there's like a photo of her. She's like this 22-year-old woman who's literally about to ambush Nazis holding a machine gun, and she's like in a skirt because that's all they were allowed to wear that time period. So it's like, if you want to say that's fake, she killed a lot of Nazis. Well, if that person's in a video game, guess what? She's going to be killing a lot of Nazis.
This is such a stupid, this is so dumb, dude. Like, I can't believe this is actually a thing. Like, people are getting up in arms over this. Like, I don't all the things to get upset about. Like, these people need to just shut up and sit down. You're going to buy the game anyway. Just shut up, sit down. You're going to buy the game. Stop acting like an idiot online. If any people out there thinking that this is a problem, just stop. It's not. You're gonna buy the game anyway. People just whining like babies just to whine. So if it's really that big of a problem, then don't buy it. But I doubt anybody who's a Battlefield fan that's crying about it is not gonna buy the game because of this. They're just acting like
the entire Battlefield subreddit. The entire Battlefield subreddit was literally thousands of posts. So, oh my God, they're shoving women in it. It's like, oh my God, shut the hell up.
Yeah, I know. Just shut the hell up, please.
They did have the house from Up though in Battlefield 1.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, but if you did a certain thing in one of the levels, that like a house with balloons holding it would float up in the distance.
The best thing in Battlefield 1 that's not historically accurate that I wish that no one talks about is that the hardest weapon to unlock in the entire game was a super teeny tiny, like a 1 ounce pistol that's super tiny. It did 1 damage, and people would do like montages of them shooting it, and you actually reload it. So it's like
it's like a water gun, yeah.
And there's like a great clip of somebody jumping out of a plane, landing on top of a Zeppelin, and then shooting the Zeppelin with their tiny gun, and the whole thing explodes. It's like, yeah, that's not exactly historically accurate.
So were you guys surprised that, actually, you know what? They have the regular edition, and then the deluxe edition has a guy on the front instead of a girl.
Yeah, so if they're really offended, they can just pay $20 more for that big, strong man to hold him in those arms and make him go to sleep at night.
But what's really interesting is apparently there's no loot boxes in the game. Were you guys surprised about this?
Outrage.
No.
Where's the damn loot boxes?
I've seen conflicting statements on this, actually. I've seen some stuff saying that there will only be cosmetic loot boxes, and I've seen others saying that there won't be microtransaction loot boxes. So right now it's really loose. I would not, I don't want to comment on that until we see it, but I've seen, because what's weird is they had a 3-hour conference exclusively for press that was privately held leading up to the event, and then they did the hour-long reveal for us, and those were actually full of different info. So that's why all the websites are reporting different stuff than we saw.
I saw Kotaku like put a big thing out that was like no loot boxes in Battlefield 1, because apparently they got it the answer from their email and everything through EA and DICE and everything apparently it's also, they definitely made it very clear that it's not pay to win. In like straight up in that presentation that we saw. So I don't know what they're doing, but they're going to make money somehow, whether it's a straightforward purchase. I don't know.
I think that's what they're gonna be, because from everything I've read, Battlefield.
Here we go. Did you see Angry Joe, player one here? I did see Angry Joe's interview. No, yeah, they said this is from like developers, no season pass, which we did hear about that. Loot boxes, but you can no season pass, no loot boxes, but you can buy cosmetics.
That's what it is. Okay, thank you.
Assume just outright, like you can just throw money and just say, okay, this different hat is $1. I'm gonna buy this different hat. Is that what they're trying to say?
Yeah, which I'm okay. I mean, if we're being dumb about it, I'm okay if you want to pay 99 cents for a weed skin instead of paying 99 cents for a weed box.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, people are gonna buy that kind of stuff anyway, but it's so different for EA because we're so used to them going obviously way above and beyond for these things with something like a Battlefront and FIFA, which they're still getting away with their FIFA madness. So, and they probably will continue to because the game sells every year anyway. But really, if they make that much money off FIFA and no one seems to care other than the governments and stuff around them, then they don't really need to do it to something like a Battlefield where they actually have a hardcore audience that will technically fight back. So maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe they're like, we can't do this loot box thing anymore because these different countries are against it. I don't know. But I'm gonna be curious. I'm more interested in Battlefield right now than I am in Call of Duty right now. I will say that.
Big time. Even as I'm somebody who loves Battle Royale, and COD Battle Royale did not win me over in the slightest.
Okay. Really? I thought that at least looked kind of interesting. I'm more curious to see if they can actually do it with like a AAA budget in mind.
I think it's going to be really unbalanced as hell. I think
24 people, man. What?
Yeah, 24. My worry is that there's going to be people in tanks trying to kill people on the ground, and then there's people who are going to be respawning somehow. I think it's going to be the
were you surprised that Battlefield did not have the, I guess, quote unquote, straight up traditional battle royale thing? They have something else that's called like it's something else, but it's not battle royale.
Yeah, it sounds like it's an evolution of Conquest, and I feel like what they're doing is smarter, because Conquest was already great about basically playing through like a multi-stage map. That was good. So it's like it's not exactly the same, but it definitely is close enough that those fans will like it.
What's interesting is that they've always been good about getting a ton of players on one map. I'm surprised they didn't take a shot. I remember back in the Wii days, they had, which game was that? Was it Medal of Honor Heroes 2?
And
which game was this?
The multiplayer game that had 32 players.
Yeah, on the original Wii. I was like, what?
I used to play the hell out of that game, dude. It wasn't very good, but like I mean, the online worked, and you would have these huge, massive ass battles.
Yeah, I was like,
you had a motion control aim.
Yeah,
sounds awful.
People like that actually.
Call of Duty was legit. Modern Warfare on the Wii. I got gold guns on PS3, Xbox 360, and the Wii version of the game.
I used to fix people's Wii systems all the time because Black Ops 1 on the Wii was like I think it was a harder to read game. I think it might have been a dual layer maybe, but it was harder to read. Like Smash Bros. Brawl was really hard for the Wii to read, so the lasers would go out all the time, and they had actual clans on the Wii version of Black Ops because they liked the motion aiming so much.
Yeah, like the online and all of those Call of Duty, they didn't sell as well as the PS3 and the Xbox 360 ones, but they were some dedicated people, and shit, I was one of them. I like the motion controls because I played a lot of the Conduit online. I really like the Conduit, and like motion controls for first-person shooters. Like I really got used to it.
I own all those games. I always I tested them. I don't think I've ever really played them. I gotta hook up a Wii someday.
Well, did you do Resident Evil 4 on the Wii? People really like that.
Yes, I didn't like that one though either because I'm a big knife person. I do a lot of times I'll stun somebody, kick him, and then hit it with a knife. And the way you had to do that knife, you actually had to swing your arm. So trying to go from aiming to swinging, your guy's arm would be like aiming, and then he'd start doing this with the knife. I didn't like that.
Let's see. We have two more questions one more question actually before we close out. Chris Levy says, love the stuff from all of you. Keep it up. Thank you, Chris. We will. Rawgent Productions asked, could you see Halo 6 having a battle royale mode?
No, just you don't have to put a battle royale in every game just to do it. Like, unless you're going to do it right and you're going to do it good and you're going to do something different with it.
The biggest reason I say no is I think the developers are creative enough to make it. The problem is that so much of Halo multiplayer is based around power weapons.
Yeah.
So whoever happens to pick up a sniper rifle is just going to kill 15 other players by themselves. And that kind of negates the point of Battle Royale.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because you do have power weapons. That's what Halo runs around. People would set timers back in the day, and now they include them in Halo 5, where you can see it. But yeah, you set timers for those power weapons all the time. I don't know if they would even be able to. I mean, Big Team Battle back in the day had such a tough time running. I don't know if they'd be able to do 100 people. To be honest, I don't think they could. I don't know. It'd be tough. It'd be tough for them, I think. Also, I feel like I had a bit of a feeling that Activision kind of rushed in their Battle Royale mode. Maybe that's just me. Because that trend definitely started up, when was that, a year ago? Less than that?
No. I would say a month over a year, because PUBG, which really launched it, came out early summer last year.
But I mean, like, really took off to where Activision would be like, okay, this could be lucrative. Like,
I
guess say 11 months?
September,
give it maybe 2 months. So that means that they would have had to been like, yeah, maybe we could do this. That means that you think the Battle Royale mode's been in like development for like 10 months?
I think it's been in development for about 4 months.
Oh no. I'm a little concerned about the launch
fact that they did not, like, they were so forthcoming with gameplay. The fact that they did not even have a screenshot of it, they had like a theoretical teaser type thing, cutscene basically. I don't believe it.
Man, I have a feeling. I honestly have a feeling Battlefield's going to be the more complete game overall this year. But I think Call of Duty will still outsell it.
No.
It's Call of Duty.
I'll make a bet with you right now, SpawnWave. I bet you a $20 Nintendo Switch gift card. So whoever loses, I bet you that Battlefield 5 outsells it.
Really?
By the end of the year.
So?
I will say Battlefield 5
over Black Ops 4.
Outsells Black Ops 4 till the end of the year. I don't know which one's gonna have a longer tail, but I definitely think it's gonna outsell it
till after holiday. So like January 1, we look at we go with
sales. We'll have OJ perfectly track the NPD for us, since he's the master of NPD.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe you guys should do it for your fans. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever you guys have to give that person's fans like a giveaway.
Even better. Yeah, exactly that. Then the winner, the loser has to buy the winner a $20 gift card, and then they do a random giveaway for the fans.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that works. We can do that. That'll be fun. Yeah, we'll set that in stone now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That'll work. Yeah. Very good. And NX Revolution wanted everybody to know that the Wii COD servers are still up, and there are 250 people playing online at a time.
Ha! Wow. Awesome.
And I'm going to tell NX Revolution that his internet still isn't good enough to even play on that. So NX Revolution, I'll tell you about that, my guy.
All right, cool. So actually, I hope Battlefield actually outsells Call of Duty. I think they've been getting a little complacent here, to be honest, Call of Duty. Yes. So I do hope Battlefield 5 outsells it, because I think it'll be the better game. But to be honest, I've seen people that go out and buy this stuff. So they're going to buy Black Ops. Anyway, that's it for SpawnCast tonight. It was a lot of fun tonight. I had a HMK on. It was a good time. Learned about some Kingdom Hearts, which I'm going to pick up anyway. And I think we're in for some big things, hopefully, from Microsoft this E3. I really hope so. Who are we rating? I don't know. Who are we rating? Anybody? Plans?
Let me see. I can check real quick.
We'll find somebody for you guys. All right, we'll find somebody. Let me go around here. I'll start with Max, Dreamcastguy. Where can they find you, man?
YouTube.com/Dreamcastguy. I've got some interesting stuff coming up. I'm actually really excited. Next week, May 31st, I'm already working on Top 10 Thursday because I'm so excited for it. I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch Hidden Gems, because I just did a Top 10 Hidden Gems of the PS4. And I feel like I found some great games that nobody's played that I feel like deserve respect. So I'm going to try and do the same things with Switch this coming week. I'm going to try and find 10 games you haven't heard of that you need to play.
Oh, nice. That'll be interesting. I'll take a look at that, because that eShop is getting kind of buried right now. So.
Exactly. So
they need I hope a revamp comes at E3 from Nintendo, by the way. I hope that's the case.
Before E3 would be great.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
How about tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the way they are with some of their their updates, they do kind of do them out of like nowhere. So
just roll 3 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah, seriously, they do it a lot. They'll just be like, oh yeah, update. Oh, okay. Let's go around to OJ. Where can they find you, man?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, just PlayerEssence, also on Twitter as well, at PlayerEssence. This upcoming week, man, there's going to be a lot of hype for E3, a lot of live streams that we're going to be doing, and we're almost at 40,000. We just hit 39, so that's cool. Thanks for the support, guys. So if you guys want to head over to the channel, check it out. I do Japanese gaming, RPGs. Really interested in like Final Fantasy. I love all of that stuff. So if you're into those type of games, action games like Killer 7 and Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, all of that, then you'll probably like my channel. And I'll drop a link in there as far as my channel goes. But thanks for the support, everyone who has came over, because I actually get quite a number of people said, "Yo, I came over from John's channel, man. I like your stuff." So yeah, I get that during my live streams a lot and just stuff. So thanks for the support, guys, and check out the channel, and I'll drop a link in the chat.
All right, yeah, man, definitely. And then of course, Sean.
So today we uploaded PlayStation E3 rumors, leaks, and what needs to happen. Basically talking about what I want to see from PlayStation at E3. Tomorrow is a retro game treasure unboxing. Ooh. But I mean, I actually got some good games in it. Like, I was actually very happy with the box. Monday is Nintendo's E3 rumors, leaks, and what they need to do. Basically talking about what I want to see Nintendo do, what the rumors are and all that. And then Tuesday at 3 a.m. is Street Fighter 30th review. And yeah, we hit over 100,000 subscribers. The channel's been going freaking crazy, and it's been awesome. It's been a fucking awesome week. So kind of bittersweet to take a vacation right now, but I think I kind of need one because
you deserve it, man. You deserve it. Take a victory lap.
So yeah, I'll be back. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving in about 7 hours, and then I will be back Wednesday afternoon.
Cool. All right. We'll make sure. I'll make sure to keep that Pokemon stream going for you, since they're gonna have it at like Wednesday at 1. No! Oh man. Did we find anybody for people to go raid and say hi to? Anyone? Anything?
I thought RJ was looking.
I have one guy. Let me just. I didn't know like if he was gonna keep, because like it was going back and forth whether he was gonna be on or not. But then I did find him. He's playing some ARMS right now in the Insane Game Freak. So
okay, yeah. We got OJ's gonna drop a link, guys, if you guys want to go bug. It was an Insane Game Freak. They're playing ARMS right now, playing around. So if you want to go by and say hi to them, that'd be cool. And that's gonna do it here for a SpawnCast. OJ will drop that link in the chat for you guys. So go stop by, say hi to them and everything. No, I don't think Sean got a haircut. I think he has his hair pulled back.
Yep.
He's cheating.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thanks, guys, everyone, for stopping by and watching, and we'll see you guys next weekend.